Day 1, I spawned into a cave full of wolves as a Devil Golem. That explains my devilish charm. Oh wait, looks like I'm only a baby Devil Golem. Maybe these wolves are raising me. I can't remember much. That's when a huge, scary soul eater came barging out of the shadows, like he was looking for me the whole time.
Don't you remember me, Zozo? You used to work for me until you got all those silly ideas about kindness and personal freedom into your head. Why don't you work for me again? You can help my world domination plans come true.
World domination? Sorry, Mr. Soul Eater, but that really doesn't sound like my scene.
Fine, then perish!
And just like that, the Soul Eater started breathing fire. I managed to dodge it just in time, but my wolf friends weren't so lucky. They got fried. Oh no, my wolf friends, you monster! The Soul Eater didn't care. He just watched as I ran out of the cave.
Me and my minions are going to hunt you, Zozo. We're the most powerful beings you've ever faced, and I guarantee we'll destroy you within 100 days.
100 days avoiding the Soul Eater and his crazy evil minions? Seemed like I had my work cut out for me. On day 2, I was able to escape the cave with my life, but I wasn't out of the woods yet. In fact, I'd literally run out right into the woods. What a coincidence. And I only have 3 hearts. If I mess with the wrong mob while I'm this weak, I'll be a goner for sure. So imagine how I felt when a djinn, a powerful magical creature, flew out of the trees and started attacking me. You don't normally find djinns in overworld forests, so he must have been one of the evil Soul Eater's minions. Can't you guys leave me alone? I don't even know what's going on yet. There's something wrong with all of my memories. But the djinn was no talk, all action. He started attacking me with his extreme speed and magical abilities. I didn't stand a chance against him. But just as I was about to give up hope, a glowing wisp suddenly appeared behind me. She seemed almost as frantic as I was.
Quick, tell me, are you a good Devil Golem or an evil Devil Golem?
I'm really trying my best to be a good one.
Correct answer, stranger.
As the djinn prepared another attack, the wisp grabbed a hold of me and teleported me out of there. On day 3, thanks to being teleported by the wisp, we arrived in a friendly village where things seemed to finally be a little chill. I was grateful for that. Thanks for saving me, Miss Wisp. I'm Zozo. What's your name?
I'm Windy Wisp, and there's somebody I need you to meet, Zozo.
Windy Wisp led me through the village until we found the biggest building in town. There was a Viking villager named Eric waiting outside for us.
Eric, I found one! A good Devil Golem, just like you said.
Eric seemed impressed.
Do my eyes deceive me? All this time, I thought creatures like you were a myth, but I was wrong.
Wait, I'm a little confused here. What do you mean, creatures like me?
Dark magic entities, devils, they all work in service of the Soul Eater, and until now, I believed that they had no choice in the matter. But you, Zozo, you have proven that it's possible for even devils to choose to be good.
But what does all this mean?
It means that you are a symbol of resistance, my boy. Perhaps, in these extremely important next 100 days, you can lead the charge to defeat him once and for all. What do you say, Zozo? Do you accept the call?
Of course I do. Somebody's gotta teach that meanie some manners.
That's what I like to hear. Windy, take him to the plains to start building his base. His training must begin immediately.
Yes, Eric. Come on, Zozo, let's go.
On days 4 to 5, Windy Wisp teleported us to the plains, where we could start building an awesome base to sleep and train in.
We should start with some wood, Zozo. It's impossible to craft without having the right tools.
Very good point, Windy. I used my tough Devil Golem fists to break down some trees and gathered enough wooden blocks and sticks to craft myself a wooden pick. This is pretty cool, I guess, but I think we can do a lot better. Using my wooden pickaxe, I started mining and gathering up some stone and other materials for the house. After that, it was easy to make myself a set of stone weapons and tools. Hey, that's more like it. It's building time, baby. I used some of my gathered wood and stone to start putting together a nice mansion. Of course, it had bedrooms for both me and Windy Wisp, so we'd have places to sleep. She was so grateful for the help, she wanted to give me a gift.
This is a potion of strength, Zozo. I brewed it with my wisp magic, and I think drinking it will help you on your quest.
That's awesome, Windy, thank you. I guess the only thing left to say is, bottoms up. I took a drink from the potion and immediately found myself getting bigger and stronger. I even gained 2 more hearts. 5 hearts? Nice! I'm moving up in the world. On day 6 to day 8, Feeling a little more confident about myself with the base and my new size and hearts, I decided to wander the plains. Maybe if I search around enough, I can find something that'll help me get my memories back. But instead, I found something wild, a mage getting attacked by a grue, a scary floating demon.
Excuse me, young Devil Golem, can I get a little help here?
The name's Zozo, and help is on its way. I pulled out my stone sword and started attacking the grue. My first real fight. How exciting! The grue fought back and knocked off one of my hearts, but in the end, I managed to defeat it and save the mage from its wrath.
Thank goodness you turned up, Zozo. You really saved my bacon there. I don't know how I could ever repay you.
Oh, don't worry, mage. It's all in a day's work for me. I'm training to become a great hero and one day defeat the Soul Eater. So in the meantime, I'm happy to defeat any evildoer I can get my hands on.
In that case, would you mind helping me out with something else? You see, I came to this forest to slay a banshee that was scaring away some of the local villagers until this grue started attacking me. Perhaps together we could defeat the wailing monster.
A banshee? Sure. How hard can it be?
Please promise me you won't make any more jokes like that, Zozo.
Oh, okay, sorry. On day 9 to day 10, Mage and I traveled to the forest to look for the banshee. How do you know when we're getting close?
Oh, you'll know.
I was about to ask him what he meant when I heard the loudest scream I'd ever heard. Let me guess, that's the banshee.
What was your first clue?
I wanted to make a joke, but before I could, a banshee came flying out of the trees, right towards us. It was shrieking all the way. I wanted to run, but I knew I had to be brave and stand by my new friend. I drew my stone sword and got ready for a fight. Mage and I tried our best, but the banshee was much stronger than I expected. It knocked me down, then knocked the mage into a tree, and I knew we were outmatched. Let's get out of here. We ran away from the banshee before it could do any more damage.
Dang, I was hoping the two of us together would be enough.
I guess I have to get stronger first. In the meantime, you can stay with me at my base. You'll be safe there.
Thank you.
On day 11 to day 12, I returned home with Mage. I made sure to build him a room there, including a crafting bench and a chest.
Thank you for the help and the hospitality, Zozo.
Absolutely. Now that we're somewhere safe and we can rest, I was wondering, do you know anything about the Soul Eater?
I know that he doesn't take kindly to his former employees leaving him for the side of good, which, as I understand, you did?
Apparently, and now he and his minions are hunting me.
Well, he's a nasty piece of work, and I don't know anyone who wouldn't like to see him finally taken out. If you need help, I'm on your side.
Thanks, and I'll help you too. Once I'm stronger, we'll get that banshee. After Mage and I talked, I built some bookcases for the base. Mage brought me a book to add to the bookcase, and I found an unbreakable enchantment inside. Great, this will make my weapons stronger. Thanks so much. To finish out the day, I built a chicken coop and herded some chickens into it. Finally satisfied with the job well done, Mage and I both turned in for the night to get some sleep. From day 13 to day 15, I wanted to find new ways to get stronger so I could help with the banshee and eventually defend myself against the Soul Eater. So I went to Wendy Wisp for some advice.
Well, I think getting more fighting experience is always a good way to get stronger. Maybe you should make a new weapon too. Something you can use to fight from a distance.
Great idea! So I went out and gathered some wood and string and used them to craft myself a bow and arrow. Now it's time to take this thing out for a spin. I needed to try out my new weapon somewhere full of the biggest, baddest enemies possible. I know, I'll go to the Badlands. I ventured out to the Badlands and spotted Sudaramu, the giant scorpion, and one of the Soul Eater's minions, picking on a bunch of smaller scorpions. Hey, cut that out! As it turned to rush at me, I shot it with an arrow. It hit, and it actually did some damage. Awesome, Wendy was right. This thing is great. I fired some more arrows, and before I knew it, I defeated Sudaramu. The little scorpion scattered and ran away. A thank you would have been nice, but I didn't blame them for wanting to get out of there as fast as possible. Hey, looks like that giant scorpion dropped something. It was a subscribe to Zozo. Wow, I feel stronger and smarter already. I even gained 2 hearts. From day 16 to day 19, I decided to explore the area around the Badlands. I came across a cave I hadn't seen before. Cool, I wonder if there are any good materials in here. Once I entered the cave, however, I got a really bad feeling. Uh-oh, something isn't right here. Even though I was feeling nervous, I spotted a chest and decided to open it. It was full of netherite. Oh, cool! I've never seen this stuff before.
How'd you get in here? This cave belongs to the boss.
I was ambushed by a wildkin. Do you work for the Soul Eater?
That's right. You shouldn't have decided to come in here. Now you'll never leave.
He rushed me and started to attack, knocking me into the cave wall. I got him a few more times, and before long, I had managed to win the fight. Hey, wait a second. If this cave belongs to the Soul Eater, and it's full of netherite, I bet that means he's from the Nether. From day 20 to day 22, I started the journey back to my base. I couldn't wait to tell my friends about the battles I'd won while I was gone. On the way, I trained myself a little more on a group of spiders that attacked me. I defeated them easily. I really am getting stronger. After I defeated the spiders, I found some iron, which I made sure to pick up and take home with me. Once I made it back to the base, I smelted the iron and used it to craft some iron armor, an iron sword, and an iron shield. I finally feel ready to go back and face the Banshee again. Mage is going to be so excited. I traveled back to the forest where I first saw the Banshee. Just as I realized I was getting close, the Banshee flew at me and screamed. Luckily, I had my new armor to protect me. I pulled out my new iron sword and started swinging. This time, I'm ready for you. The Banshee kept swooping at me, but I was able to take the hits this time thanks to my new gear. Finally, I swung my sword for the last time and the Banshee dissolved and disappeared. I knew I had won. Something about this whole fight felt familiar too. I suddenly remembered. I had met this Banshee before, a long time ago. She worked for the Soul Eater too. We had worked together once, but I couldn't stand watching her attack innocent people just trying to walk through the woods. I've got to get back to my base and tell Mage about this. From day 23 to day 26, I tried to think and see if I could remember anything else from my days of working for the Soul Eater. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't. I rushed back home to my base, where Mage was waiting for me. I did it! I got rid of the Banshee!
That's great, Zozo. Thank you so much for your help.
So now that the Banshee's taken care of, I guess you'll probably head back to where you came from.
Nonsense. I'll stay here with you until the Soul Eater's defeated, once and for all. I'll do whatever I can to help.
Really? Awesome! After I talked to Mage, I gathered some stone and constructed a stone watchtower to keep my base more secure. I found some guster eyes and sand from a guster someone in the forest must have slain and quickly scooped them up. I used the items to craft a pocket of sand. I can use this to temporarily blind enemies. Finally, I built some walls around my base. Now this is looking really secure. From day 27 to 31, I decided to keep exploring and see what else I could learn about the Soul Eater and my bad old days working for him. My journey took me all the way to the beach. Wow, look at all the sun and sand and that beautiful ocean. I'd love to kick back and relax, but I don't have time for that right now. Gotta keep moving. As I was walking, I saw a horseshoe crab flipped over on its back. Hey, let me help you with that. I flipped him back over.
Gee, thanks so much, stranger.
Of course. Do you need a safe place to stay? You can always go to my base.
That sounds amazing.
I told them the way to go and sent them on their journey. Then I continued onward. Along the beach, I found a shark tooth. Neat, I can use this to craft shark tooth arrows. With my new materials, I headed back to my base. Once I was there, I put up some decorative banners to make the place feel more festive for the new residents. Pretty spiffy if I do say so myself.
Sorry to interrupt your decorating, Zozo, but I need some help. Eric's in trouble. His village is under attack.
Oh no, there's no time to waste. Let's go right now. From day 32 to day 35, Wendy and I rushed to the village to see what was going on. We arrived to find the place in ruins, filled with reavers making trouble.
Oh no, they work for the Soul Eater. This is terrible.
Luckily, we're here to help. I took out my bow and started firing arrows at the reavers, taking them out one by one. I was doing my best, but I definitely needed some help. Thankfully, Eric came running up to join the fight. I was so busy fending off the reaver who was attacking me that I didn't notice two reavers sneaking up behind Eric. By the time I noticed, it was too late. They both swarmed him and knocked him down. He didn't get back up. Eric, no! I rushed up and defeated the reavers that knocked him down, but Eric was already gone. There was no time to mourn. I had to take down the rest of the reavers. I finished up the fight and looked at the wreckage of the village. I couldn't save him.
You did your best, Zozo. Don't blame yourself. Blame that evil Soul Eater.
From day 36 to day 39, I needed to get my mind off of what happened to Eric, so I ventured out to the desert for a change of scenery. As I was walking through the sandy landscape, a little neck ran up to me. I pulled out my sword and got ready for a fight, but he was friendly.
Hey, whoa, buddy. I don't want any trouble. I heard you were the guy to ask for help around here.
I sure am. What is it?
I need help defeating a crypt keeper that took over the cave I was living in. Can you do it?
You bet! I headed to the cave and saw the crypt keeper lurking near the entrance. I fired an arrow at him and caught him by surprise. The rest of the fight went pretty quick, and I returned to tell that neck everything was okay now.
Thanks so much. Say, you're trying to take on the Soul Eater, aren't you?
I am. Do you know anything about him?
Only that he's from the Nether.
I thought so. Thank you. From day 40 to day 43, I headed back to my base from the desert. This place could use a little sprucing up. I decided to add some couches to give all my friends more places to sit and hang out. That looks much better. After I finished with the couches, the horseshoe crab I helped on the beach came to talk to me.
Thanks for giving me somewhere to stay. I've been really lonely since my friends moved to the forest. Hey, maybe they could come stay here too. Would that be okay?
Sure, I don't see why not. I built some additional rooms for the extra crabs, then headed out into the forest to find them. It was pretty easy to spot crabs in a forest, so I tracked them down and invited them to the base. They were excited to come stay with us.
Thank you so much, Zozo. I'm sorry to ask for something else, but could you help me out? There's some mutant zombies making trouble out in the mountains, and I don't know any other hero who could help get rid of them.
No trouble at all. I'll get to it. From day 44 to day 49, I arrived in the mountains. Okay, mutant zombies, where are you hiding? Foolish Zozo, the mutant zombies are long gone. These mountains are my territory now. The Soul Eater jumped down from the top of a mountain, landing with a crash.
Did you think you could hide from me? I told you we were coming for you. No one walks away from working for me, not without consequences. I'll destroy everything you love and make you regret leaving.
I don't even remember working for you.
Doesn't matter. I'll destroy your base and eliminate all your little friends. Then you'll have no choice but to be my minion again.
Never! I drew my sword and got ready for a fight, but the Soul Eater disappeared in a puff of smoke. In his place, he left behind a huge, strong Reaper. Uh-oh. Well, time to see how strong I really am. From day 50 to day 53, I battled against the Reaper. He was much bigger than me, but I had something he didn't, my trusty bow. I ran backwards to get some distance between us so he couldn't land any blows, and I started firing arrows at him. That was the advantage I needed to turn the fight into my favor. I'm a much better fighter now. Finally, the Reaper fell, and I knew I had won, and he dropped something. What's this? I picked it up, and it was a book of secrets. Wow, I wonder what secrets this has.
You're the only minion I've ever shown my secret hideout. The only other place I have the location is written down in my book of secrets.
You've got it, boss. That's right, I saw his secret hideout. I can't believe I forgot. From day 54 to day 57, I ventured through the plains on my way back to the base. There, I saw a horde of mutant zombies. This must be where they went when the Soul Eater drove them out of the mountains. I pulled out my bow and sword and got ready to attack. Hey, you undead freaks! I shot an arrow their way. As they turned their attention on me, even more mutant zombies came up behind me and attacked. Uh-oh, there are more of these guys than I thought. The fight was much harder than I expected. For a little bit, I was worried I might actually lose and never get the chance to beat the Soul Eater. But with the help of my trusty bow and sword, I was able to turn things around and take out all the mutant zombies. One of them dropped a potion of regeneration on the ground. I quickly picked it up. This will definitely come in handy when I go up against the Soul Eater. Time to head home. I drank the potion and transformed into a full-sized golem. I even gained 3 hearts to a total of 10. I traveled back to the base and told the horseshoe crab that the mutant zombies were toast.
Yay! I love toast.
It's just an expression. It means they're gone.
You're the best, Zozo.
Just doing my job.
Job? Wait a minute. You used to work for the Soul Eater. You helped him steal materials from villages near the beach.
Oh no, I don't remember any of that. Well, I'll have to do whatever I can to make amends for my past. I hope defeating the Soul Eater will be enough.
You're definitely nothing like you used to be. You're a hero now.
From day 58 to day 62, I decided to improve the food situation at the base. I built more chicken coops and herded some chickens inside. That's more like it. That should help keep everyone fed. Next, I decided it was time to upgrade my gear. Time to find more diamonds. I went exploring in the mines and dug as deep as I could until I finally saw them. Beautiful, sparkly, strong as heck diamonds. I took them back to my base and got to work crafting some diamond armor, diamond tools, and a diamond sword. I'd like to see someone try to mess with me now. Before I set off on my next journey, I decided to improve the base a little more. I built some chests for extra storage and added some flower pots for an extra decorative touch, too. This place is looking better every day. From day 63 to day 66, I decided it was time to venture out into the world beyond my base and explore some more. On the way out, I ran into Wendy the Wisp.
Zozo, I was looking for you.
What's up?
I had a dream about you. I think it might mean something. I saw you in the middle of a snowy tundra. Maybe there's something out there that will help you.
Wow, maybe. I'll definitely go check it out. With this new clue in mind, I headed out into the snowy tundra. Brr, it's cold out here. I hope I can find something helpful fast so I can get out of here and warm up. As I walked, I saw a Yeti watching me. Hey you, I don't want any trouble.
Neither do I.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I was scared you might be here working for the Soul Eater. He's got it in for me, and I'm getting pretty scared.
Oh no, I don't work for him. Not anymore, at least.
Can you help me find a way to keep myself safe? I really don't know what to do.
Absolutely. Let's see what we can find. From day 67 to day 70, the Yeti and I explored the snowy tundra looking for clues or items that could help us. As we walked past an ice cave, a sylph came flying out at us. Everywhere I look, it's another thing. It's not easy trying to be good.
What do?
We have to be brave and fight. The sylph rushed at us and started attacking, but I was ready with my sword and shield. The sylph swooped at me, but I blocked its hit and slashed with my sword. I got a few good hits in before it swooped at the Yeti instead. Leave him alone. Pick on someone your own size. I rushed at the sylph and knocked it away from the defenseless Yeti and delivered the finishing blow. Yeah, that's what happens when you mess with my new friend.
I just wish I had a way to fight for myself when the bad guys come after me. What will I do next time without you here to help?
I'm sure we'll find something. Wait a second, look at this. The sylph dropped something when we defeated it. I picked it up and handed it to the Yeti. An iron sword. Here, Yeti, you take this. It'll help you defend yourself if the Soul Eater's minions come to bother you.
Are you sure? Gee, thanks so much. You're right. You're not like the Soul Eater's minions at all. You're nice.
I'm trying my best.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, and I bet it'll all work out. Thanks for your help. I feel much more prepared for whatever comes my way next.
From day 71 to day 74, I said goodbye to the Yeti, then decided to keep exploring this cold area. I was getting pretty used to it. Now that the ice cave didn't have the sylph lurking in it anymore, I wanted to see what was inside. The cave led down into some huge ice caverns. Whoa, look at all of this! As I walked, I saw the strangest thing. There, on the wall of the cave, was written the words, "Make sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up the adventures. And be sure to find more Zozo videos by searching Zo. Huh, weird. Oh well, time to keep looking. Just then, the Soul Eater busted through the subscribe sign in front of me.
Ready to come back and work for me yet?
Ah, you? No, I'll never work for you again. I'm a good guy now.
We'll see how good you are when you don't have any of your little friends. Just you wait. You'll come back. They always come back.
Not me. I'll take you down if you hurt my friends. The Soul Eater just laughed.
Try to beat me, and it will spell your doom. I'll be in touch.
Not so fast. I couldn't let him get away that easily. I drew my sword and ran at him, and he drew his weapon with lightning speed. He was ready for me, and he blocked my first hit, then knocked me back. It was a hard hit. Ow! Uh-oh, I might not be strong enough yet.
You'll never be strong enough. You'll always be my lackey, no matter what.
I wanted to stay and fight, but I knew I needed to flee if I wanted to live another day and eventually beat him. I had no choice but to run away before things got too scary. I'll show him. I'll get even stronger, and I'll prove that he can't keep pushing people around. From day 75 to day 78, I ran all the way back home to my base. I needed to do something to take my mind off that face-off with the Soul Eater, and fixing up the base was the perfect way to do it. Making this place cozier would make me feel better, so I built a fireplace and lit a big roaring fire inside. Finally, I can warm up after all that time in the snow. Once the fireplace was finished, I sat down next to it and got comfortable. While I was lounging by the fire, the horseshoe crab came over to say hello.
This looks great. I love the fireplace.
Thanks. What's up?
I wanted to give you something. As a thank you for everything you've done to help me and others who found themselves in trouble.
He handed me a baked potato. I was getting pretty hungry.
That's no ordinary baked potato. It's a magic baked potato. I think it'll help you get stronger.
Oh, wow. I thought regular potatoes were already pretty magical, but that's even better. I took a bite, and it tasted great. I mean, it was a potato. Of course it did. I quickly ate the whole thing. Then, I felt myself growing bigger and stronger. I gained 5 hearts. You weren't kidding. I feel great.
You look powerful as the Soul Eater.
I sure hope so. Thank you so much. That was an amazing gift. From day 79 to day 84, I decided to test out my new strength on some hostile mobs. Let's see what this new bigger me is made of. I ventured all the way out to the savannah to see what I could find. There were a ton of skeletons roaming around, and when they saw me, they started closing in around me. Maybe I'd be scared of you back when I was smaller, but now I'm ready to fight. It hardly took me any time at all to beat the skeletons. Take that, you boneheads. After I finished with the skeletons, I was walking around when I spotted a lion curled up on a rock. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. I promise I'm not lying. I laughed at my own joke. The lion looked confused, but then he laughed too. I love jokes. How did you know? I love jokes too. I'm so glad you appreciate a sense of humor. My sense of humor is my pride and joy. Get it? Pride? Like lions? I do get it. Nice one. It's so nice to meet someone who knows how to laugh. You know what? Why don't you take this? I don't need it, and maybe it'll be of some use to you. A crossbow? Thanks. Right on target then? Yeah! From day 85 to day 89, I returned back to my base to show off my crossbow and tell everyone about the hilarious lion I met. When I got there though, it was in chaos. There were wargs attacking my base and tearing it apart. They smashed my flower pots and tore down my banners. If you fools touch my fireplace, I'll freak out. And then I saw it. They had smashed my fireplace. That's the last straw. Get out of my base, or there's more where that came from. I didn't want to destroy them though. I wanted to know where they came from. So when they started to run away, I chased after them. But I lost track of them when I followed them through the forest. Oh no, which way did they go? As I was looking, I ran into a black bear.
The wargs? I can point you their way.
That would be great.
Just help me first and I'll tell you where they went. Get me some honey. I've got a craving, but I don't have any money. No pockets, so I have nowhere to put it.
Oh, okay, sure. I searched until I found a beehive. Please don't sting me, bees. I quickly snagged some honeycomb, which I took back to the bear. Here you go.
Yum. Okay, they went that way.
Wait, couldn't you have just gone to the beehive the whole time?
Yeah, but they might have stung me. This worked much better.
I didn't have time to argue with this weird bear. I ran after the wargs. From day 90 to day 94, I ran in the direction that the bear pointed me in. I followed the trail until I finally reached the wargs, gathered together in a lair made of bones.
I see you finally made it. Come, let's talk.
I looked and saw a shade standing at the entrance of the bone lair. I followed him down into the lair. You were waiting for me?
I was. The boss wants me to teach you a lesson. Make sure you finally learn your place. You think you're too good for the Soul Eater? You're wrong.
I'm stronger now. I can take you.
I'm the Soul Eater's second in command. You won't stand a chance.
I ignored his Hans and rushed him with my sword. Less talking, more fighting. I swung my sword, but he blocked it, and he knocked me back. Hard. Uh-oh, he's strong. This is gonna be my hardest fight yet. From day 95 to day 97, I continued my battle against the Shade. I could see why he was the Soul Eater's top henchman. He was really tough. Definitely the toughest of his minions I had fought so far. Then, I realized I needed to get some distance from him. I ran back and got my crossbow, then started firing. It was just the advantage I needed. Using a combination of my crossbow and then my sword once he was weak enough for me to get close, I finally finished the shade off. I did it! When the shade collapsed, it dropped a map to the nether portal. This is just what I need. I already knew where to go once I reached the nether, but now I know how to get there. The side of the map triggered a flashback.
You have to do it, Zozo.
No, stealing was one thing, but I don't want to hurt anyone. I won't help you burn down the village.
They defied me. You would defy me too?
If it means I don't have to hurt anyone, then yes, I quit. That was it. That was what made me stop working for the Soul Eater. I wasn't bad. I made the choice to be good. I have to defeat him and stop him from ever hurting anyone else again. Then he'll see that not only am I a good guy now, but good always wins. I'll make the Soul Eater eat his words. On day 98, I returned and found the home was fully fixed by my friends, and I could prepare for battle right away. Only a few days left before the Soul Eater expects me to be dead meat. I'll have to be ready for him. As I was working on gathering diamonds and upgrading some more of my weapons, Wendy the Wisp came up to see me.
Zozo, I made this for you.
She handed me shark tooth arrows, crafted from the shark tooth I found. This is amazing, thank you.
Good luck. I know you can do it.
Next, Mage came to see me.
I wasn't so sure about you when we first met, but I've watched you grow so strong and capable. You're going to beat the Soul Eater. I just know it.
The horseshoe crab visited me next.
I'm so happy that I met you. You're a hero, through and through.
I hope you're right. Then a cake was brought out, and I knew everyone was sending me their best luck. There weren't any candles to blow out, but I made a wish anyway. I wish to do my best. On day 99, I made my way through the forest, carefully following the instructions on the map, until I reached the nether portal. But it definitely didn't make me feel good to see that the portal was being guarded by a vicious gang of Krakes that must have been working for the Soul Eater too. Why do so many people work for this guy? Does he just have really good dental or something? I was trying to figure out what I should do when the solution came right towards me. It was my friend, the Yeti, with his iron sword. Yeti, I never expected to see you here.
You changed my life, Zozo. Since we met, and you taught me to stand up for myself. I've been traveling around, helping people out too. And now, I can do the same for you. Let me distract those Krakes. That meanie, the Soul Eater, he's all yours.
Without another word, the now brave and strong Yeti ran in and started battling the Krakes. It gave me the perfect opportunity to run up to the nether portal and jump right in. On day 100, I burst into the nether, ready to battle. My memories were starting to come back to me. I knew that the Soul Eater would be hiding in a nether fortress near here, amongst all that scary fire and lava. You can't hide, Soul Eater. I'm coming for you. I ran into the nether fortress.
Remember that feeling, Zozo? Getting a little deja vu? We fought here once before, when you first started with all those silly notions about quitting. I hit you so hard you forgot who you were. This time, I'm gonna hit you so hard, you won't get up at all.
Big talk, Soul Eater, but my memories are coming back. I worked for you for years. I know all your tricks, and I know who I am. I'm Zozo, and I'm a hero.
Once a Devil Golem, always a Devil Golem.
Let's just see about that. I tried to pull out my crossbow and get a lock on him, but he was too fast. He got up in my face, and I didn't have time to draw one of my weapons. We were about to throw down, hand to hand.
You know, Zozo, to begin with, I wanted to get you back. Now, I'm going to fire you!
And he meant that literally, because he tried to push me into one of the many nether fire pits. If I hadn't dodged, I'd be done for. You can't fire me, Soul Eater. I quit. I fought back, unleashing my full force and applying all the knowledge and strength I'd gained over these past 100 days. I kept attacking, kept forcing him back, not even giving him time to strike back. Soon enough, he was exhausted and standing right on the edge of the lava sea. The Soul Eater knew he'd been defeated.
But you can't push me in, right, Zozo? Because you're a hero now, and pushing someone into lava isn't what heroes do.
I guess you were right about one thing, Soul Eater. Once a Devil Golem, always a Devil Golem.
No!
With one more strike, the Soul Eater fell back into the lava, and he was gone forever. I was finally free. On day 1, I spawned in as Demon Steve with 5 hearts. Oh wow, Demon Steve? Maybe this means I should cause some mischief. Nothing too serious, of course, just some fun little pranks. But I probably shouldn't have said that out loud, because as soon as I did, a huge iron golem knight came barreling towards me across the prairie. He was easily twice my size and scarily fast for how big he was.
Halt, foul demon! You have no business in these lands. I will destroy you now, for I am the brave knight, Sir Slashalot, and it is my duty to destroy evil.
Wait, I'm not evil. I'm just a little mischievous. I don't deserve to be destroyed.
All demons deserve to be destroyed, and I have made it my life's mission to do so. It's why I'm the good guy here. Now have at thee. It's time to meet your doom, demon.
Sir Slashalot didn't waste any time. He immediately tried to slash me in half. I guess that's how he got his name, so I tried to hit him back. When I hit him, he took some fire damage. That must mean that as a demon, my punches have a natural fire aspect enchantment. That's so cool! But I was still no match for the knight. I made a run for it, further into the prairie, until I couldn't see him anymore. I stopped for a moment to rest. Jeez, it isn't easy being a demon. Then, I was attacked by a bunch of fallen soldiers with a bone to pick. Thankfully, my fire punches were really helpful in defeating them before they could deal me any real damage. After they were finished, I found some shelter under a tree to finally get some sleep. I guess people really hate demons in this world. I wonder if I can still get by, even if nobody believes in me here. On day 2, I decided that if nobody was going to take care of me, I'd at least take care of myself. I punched down some trees with my powerful fire punch and used the remains to build myself a wooden pickaxe. This was perfect for digging into the ground and getting enough stone to build a complete stone tool set, including a stone sword. Now I'm ready to explore the world, and maybe do a little demon pranking too. I traveled from the prairie to the Red Rock Valley, which seemed like a fun place for a demon to hang out. Once I arrived, I found a nice clear area where I'd have plenty of space to build a base. I used some of the material I collected to start building a cool little demon pad where I could hang out and avoid Sir Slashalot and his men. It was pretty basic at first, with only a room to sleep and a room to hang out in. But when it was done, I took in all my hard work and felt happy. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. And clearly, my building attracted some attention, because I was soon attacked by a roving concrete golem. We fought, and believe me, he was as tough as, well, concrete. But in the end, I managed to get the upper hand and defeat him. But it made me realize how strong stone could be. Using a crafting bench I added to my base, I decided to build myself a full set of stone armor. Sometimes the best offense is a good defense. With all this work done, I added a bed to my bedroom and settled down to sleep. On day 3, I traveled from the Red Rock Valley over to the forest, where I could collect some more wooden blocks for my base. Even when you're a demon, you just can't beat the class of hardwood flooring. I cut down a few trees and collected all the wood blocks. Just when I was about to take the rest of the day off, a behemoth suddenly ran out of the woods and started attacking me. This is the last thing I need today. I equipped my sword and started fighting back. But even with my demon strength, I was still too weak to go toe-to-toe with him. Instead, I turned around and made a run for it, traveling deeper into the forest. That's when I ran into a hellhound. Hey, hellhound, I'm Zozo, and I'm a demonic creature too. What are you doing all the way out here in the forest?
Probably the same thing you're doing, trying to avoid Sir Slashalot and his band of not-so-merry knights. They've been coming down hard on anything even vaguely demonic. I lost one of my hellhound brothers to his raids.
Oh no, that's awful! Tell you what, hellhound, I think we should stick together. Come stay at my base with me. There's safety in numbers, right?
That sounds like a pretty good idea. Lead the way, Zozo.
From day 4 to day 5, I returned to the base in the Red Rock Valley with my new friend, the Hellhound. Because he probably didn't want to sleep in my room with me, I instead started building a kennel where he could live, one that would suit his needs perfectly. By the time it was done, it looked like the Hellhound could settle in nicely. It was a job well done. But sadly, it wasn't time for me to rest just yet, because I saw a High Reaver skulking around the outside of my base. He was someone I needed to deal with before things got too out of hand. No trespassers allowed, Reaver! I ran out and fought him with my stone sword, surprising him with how tough I was, even though I wasn't that experienced. It must have been that demon confidence serving me well. Soon enough, the High Reaver was defeated, and he left me a gift. A bow dropped to the ground, ripe for the taking. So I did. Now I have a long-range attack too. This is perfect. From day 6 to day 8, I went out to the plains in search of more resources. If nothing else, I could probably find some more stone to make my base bigger. However, while I was out there, just minding my own business, I was suddenly ambushed by Sir Slashlot himself. Uh-oh.
You thought you could escape me, foolish demon? But nobody escapes Sir Slashalot. It is my righteous purpose to hunt down and slay every single one of you. And now, with my new divine blade, which is extra dangerous to demonic beings, I'll finally be able to carry out my mission.
Sure, but you'll have to catch me first. I ran as fast as I could, while the crazed Sir Slashlot chased me. As I ran, I knew that I'd have no hope of stopping him. For now, the best I could do to survive was just run away as fast as I could and hope that he didn't catch me. During the chase, I even ran out of the plains and into the cover of the forest. Sir Slashlot kept chasing me, but I'd built enough distance between us to hide behind a tree. I stayed very still and very quiet while Sir Slashlot searched. To my relief, he didn't seem to find me.
You can't hide forever, demon. I'll search for you to the ends of the earth and back if I have to. Even if you hide in the deepest cracks and crannies of the nether or the dark mists of the end, mark my words, I will find you and I will destroy you.
After that, Sir Slashlot left. I was safe again, for now. He was right though, I couldn't hide from him forever. I needed to get stronger, I needed to defeat him. From day 9 to day 10, I returned to my base and wondered what I could do to start getting stronger, strong enough to take on Sir Slashalot. I went into the Hellhound's kennel to ask him for some ideas on what to do.
I think maybe you need some inspiration, Zozo. You're getting too stuck in your head about all this. If you want to be big and strong, you need to picture it. Maybe start building a statue of what you'd like to be like.
Oh, that's a really neat idea, Hellhound. I'm gonna get right on it. I collected some material from the area around my base and cleared a plot of land for me to start building my statue. I wanted to build a statue of a huge, powerful winged demon, just like I wanted to be after all my training. Once I'd laid the foundations and made the start of my statue, I went back to my base and decided to make a fireplace. After all, demons love fire. As soon as it was done, I sat back and warmed myself with the flames. Maybe everything would turn out to be alright in the end, if I tried my hardest. From day 11 to day 12, I went further than I'd ever gone before, venturing into the dark depths of the Black Forest, not knowing what I might find in there. I hoped, at least, that I wouldn't find Sir Slashalot waiting for me. Instead, I ran into a Gorgon. She was warming herself next to a campfire she'd built, and she noticed me as I approached.
Who goes there? Are you here to interfere with me? If you come any closer, I'll turn you to stone.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm not here to interfere with anyone. I'm just out here trying to avoid Sir Slashalot. He's been on my tail for almost 2 weeks now.
Ah, Sir Slashalot. That makes sense. He's been making trouble around the overworld for decades now. I've been around for all of it, and it seems he's only getting worse.
Worse? You seem to know a lot, Miss Gorgon. Can you maybe tell me where Sir Slashalot came from?
Well, long ago there was a village that was often under attack by demons and other demonic creatures. In order to protect the village, a powerful wizard created his special night version of an iron golem. His purpose was to protect the villagers by destroying demons. But there was a problem, you see. Over time, the relations between the village and the demons smoothed over. Some demons even chose to live peacefully among the villagers. But this special iron golem, he didn't know how to take this. He wasn't even built to imagine that humans and demons could ever get along. So he went mad, and in his madness he destroyed the entire village, leaving no demons or villagers left. Now he roves the world, picking up others who share his mission, with the goal of eliminating demons and any who are kind to them. If you want to defeat him, you're going to need everything you've got, Zozo.
From day 13 to day 15, with the story that Gorgon told me still ringing through my mind, I decided I needed to stand up for myself and settle an old score. I went back to the forest where I'd first met my friend the Hellhound, and I hunted down the behemoth that had given me so much trouble the first time I got there. But this time, I decided to try a different tactic. Rather than engaging directly, I took out the bow I'd taken from the High Reaver and took the behemoth on from a distance. This time, it only took a few well-placed arrows to defeat the beast, and the XP it gave me let me level up. I got bigger, stronger, and got 15 hearts. Oh wow, and what's this new ability? I could now draw on my demon powers to use a ranged fireball attack. It took a lot of energy, so I couldn't use it often, but it was still a really cool power to have in my back pocket just in case. From day 16 to day 19, after deciding this would be a great time to invest in some upgrades for all my equipment, I started mining underground, searching for some veins of iron ore. But during my search, I also found a bunch of nasty cave spiders who weren't eager to have company. Looks like I gotta do a little pest control down here. I unleashed a fireball that blasted most of the cave spiders immediately. The last couple ran away after that, not wanting to get in any more trouble with me. Sometimes, being a demon can have its perks. I searched deeper until I found some veins of iron ore, mined them, and collected them. Then I took them back to my base for crafting. I built a furnace on my base and used it to smelt the iron ore into iron ingots. Then, with the help of a little extra wood, I made myself a full set of iron gear, including an iron pickaxe, a shield, and an iron sword. Now I've got an iron will and an iron loadout. From day 20 to day 22, I was chilling at my base when suddenly Hellhound ran in to warn me about something. He looked worried and frantic. What's going on, Hellhound?
Zozo, it's an emergency! Sir Slashlot is outside right now. You need to go stop him or he'll destroy the whole base.
There was no time to waste. I equipped my iron sword and shield and ran out to face Sir Slashlot, who was waiting for me at the base's entrance.
Impressive! I was worried you wouldn't even come face me, demon. Perhaps you're a little less cowardly than I thought.
I'm no coward, Sir Slashalot, but I also don't want to fight you unless I absolutely have to. You're making a big mistake trying to destroy all the demons. Most of us are just trying to get by.
I don't believe you, demon. You're just trying to trick me, but I won't fall for it. I'll destroy every last one of you.
With that, Sir Slashlot attacked me, and I fought back. Even though his divine sword was powerful, my shield helped me block a lot of the damage, and my iron sword was a formidable weapon. Despite this, I started to get worried that I might lose the fight, so I pulled out the big guns and hit him with a fireball. That made him stop fighting me and fall back.
This isn't over, Zozo. I will return and slay you and all the rest.
After that, he ran away. I felt lucky to be alive after such an intense fight, but for a second there, it felt like I really had him on the ropes. If I keep training and upgrading my gear, maybe I can truly defeat Sir Slashlot and his evil forces. From day 23 to day 26, I went underground to search for some new, interesting materials and found myself in the middle of the lush caves. This is great! Demons naturally love being underground, so this suits me just fine. As I searched, I found something extremely valuable, a protection enchantment. This would help me protect myself and ward off attacks from Sir Slashalot. And if you want to protect yourself from boredom, believe me, the best way to do it is to search ZO in your search bar for more exciting Zozo adventures. From day 27 to day 31, I continued to work on my statue. It was looking pretty good if I do say so myself, but I couldn't shake this feeling that something was missing. Oh, I know. This statue needs some red terracotta. I'll go to the eroded Badlands to find some. So I grabbed my gear and left my base, making my way out to the eroded Badlands to hunt for some new material. I hadn't heard from Sir Slashlot in days, so I was feeling pretty good about my progress. I eventually reached an area where there was plenty of red terracotta, but just by luck, there was a gang of mutant hoglins guarding it. I needed to do some battling today after all. Ready to see how a demon fights hoglins? I ran in with my sword and shield, blocking their attacks and returning mine. It didn't take me long to defeat the entire group, then collect all the material I needed for the next part of my statue. Come to Zozo. After collecting all the material, I went back to my base and continued working on the statue. It was coming along great. From day 32 to day 35, I decided it was time to go and explore a biome I'd never been to before, the Snowy Plains. Demons don't naturally like the cold, so I figured being out in the snow would help me toughen up to fight Sir Slashalot. And that toughness was about to come in majorly handy because it didn't take long for a big, nasty snow golem to run in, ready for a fight. Ready to kick some frosty butt, I pulled out my sword and took him on. He had the home field advantage, but I wouldn't give up. Soon enough, I was able to take him down with my sword. Once I defeated the snow golem, I kept moving until I ran into a crying snow fox standing in the middle of the snow. What's wrong, little snow fox?
The Dread Lich of the Snowy Plains stole my favorite guitar, and he wouldn't give it back. I'm not strong enough to fight him myself, so I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, little Snow Fox. I may be a demon, but I'm a helpful demon. So I'll go get your guitar back, or my name isn't Zozo.
Oh, thank you so much, Zozo. You're amazing.
From day 36 to day 39, I took some directions from the sad Snow Fox and ventured deeper into the snowy plains to find the Dreadlich. It didn't take me long, because I could hear his terrible, out-of-tune guitar playing before I even ran into him. I hid behind a rock and watched as the Dreadlich played the guitar badly, but even if he was a bad guitar player, he still looked pretty tough. From here, I could also see he was keeping an innocent green pixie in a cage too. This guy was the master of taking things that didn't belong to him. At least he seemed pretty distracted by talking to the pixie.
So, what do you think? Pretty sick track, right? I told you it was foolish not to accept my invitation into my band. We're gonna be the next One Direction.
The only direction I want to go is out of here, Dreadlich.
An encore, you say? Coming right up.
Please, no.
Just like that, I formulated my plan. Using their sound as a distraction, I'd run right in, defeat the Dreadlich, free the green pixie, and get the Snow Fox's guitar back. From day 40 to day 43, I put my plan into action. It was time to make it all happen. While the Dreadlich was jamming out, terribly, in case you've forgotten, I snuck up behind him and prepared to strike him with my sword. But he spun around and hit me with his stolen guitar. It really hurt.
How dare you interrupt my band practice, little demon? Me and the green pixie were on the verge of riding our Sgt. Pepper, but you just disrupted the flow.
He's lying. He kidnapped me. Please help me out of here.
Silence, or I'll do scales again.
Oh goodness, please, no.
Before he could play any more terrible songs, I blasted a fireball at the Dreadlich. After that, he started attacking me again, but this time I was ready to fight back. I used my sword and my shield, timing my blocks and attack perfectly. Soon, the Dreadlich was no more, and I used my sword to break open the green pixie's cage.
I'm free, I'm free. Thank you, Zozo. I'll never forget this. I feel so grateful I'll never have to listen to the Dreadlich's lousy guitar playing again. I'm really more of a hip-hop and R&B fan at heart.
With the Dreadlich defeated and the green pixie freed, I traveled across the snowy plains again until I reached the Snow Fox. I found your guitar, little guy. It's super cool, and actually a really effective weapon, too.
Thank you so much for getting it back for me, Zozo. I trust you, so you're welcome to borrow it if you want.
That's so kind. How about you come live at my base for a while, too, just so you have somewhere safe to stay.
That sounds like an awesome idea.
From day 44 to day 49, I returned to my base with the Snow Fox behind me, practicing on the sick guitar that he'd loaned me. It's true what they say, demons are just naturally better at music. It must be why we make so many crossroads deals with famous musicians. I made a few upgrades to my base, including building a whole new room that the Snow Fox could sleep in while he was staying with me.
This is such a cool room. Thanks, Zozo. I think I'm gonna really enjoy my time staying here.
No problem, Snow Fox. You're always welcome here. And with the Snow Fox settling down, I decided to finish up day 49 by working on the statue. It was really coming along. I think things are about to get a whole lot better. From day 50 to day 53, things got a whole lot worse. Sir Slashalot returned to my base, and this time he brought friends, a group of Dread Knights.
You've tested me for too long, Zozo. Now I'm going to have to get serious with you. These Dread Knights are completely devoted to my cause of wiping out every demon. What better place to start than with the most annoying one of all, you!
With that, the Dread Knights advanced towards me, while Sir Slashalot stood back and watched. I refused to be defeated in front of him. I'll take you all on! And I did! As the Dread Knights poured in, I shot a fireball and fought them all. One by one, I took them all out until none were left. By that time, Sir Slashalot was already gone. This battle gave me enough XP to level up once again. I got bigger, stronger, and now I had 30 hearts too. Not to mention a new power, Demon Skin, which made me completely immune to fire and lava damage. This is awesome! I can't believe that actually went well for me. But not everything was as peachy keen as I thought. Suddenly, the Snow Fox came running towards me.
Zozo, I have bad news. I can't find the Hellhound anywhere. I think Sir Slashalot's Dread Knights might have just been a distraction for him to kidnap Hellhound.
Oh no, this is horrible! We need to get him back as quickly as possible! From day 54 to day 57, I repaired some of the parts of my base that had been damaged during my battle with the Dread Knights. Then I started building a stronger, taller perimeter wall, so if Sir Slashlot tried attacking my base again, it wouldn't be so easy for him. Once I'd finished making the proper tweaks and upgrades to my base, I knew exactly what I needed to do next. Go back to the Black Forest and speak to the Gorgon. She seems like she really knows a lot about Sir Slashlot in his past, so maybe she can help me. I journeyed out into the Black Forest as quickly as I could, knowing that every second counted, while Sir Slashlot and his men had the Hellhound captive. Luckily, I found the Gorgon in the exact same place, chilling out around a campfire.
Oh, Demon Boy, you again. Is there something I can do for you, or are you just here to warm yourself by the fire?
It's an emergency, Miss Gorgon. My friend, the Hellhound, has been kidnapped by Sir Slashlot and his forces. I have no idea where he's taken them. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, in the early days of his rampages, Sir Slashlot and his men would just rove from place to place, taking on different villages and bases as they went. But eventually, too many people started to band together and fight back. It was around that time that Sir Slashlot started building Castle Slashalot in the east. It was a dangerous castle with an extensive set of dungeons underneath. If your friend is still alive and being kept anywhere, I'd wager that it's probably there.
Castle Slashalot in the east. That's exactly where I'll go. Thanks again for the help, Miss Gorgon.
No problem, kid. And hey, when you're finally fighting old Slashalot, be sure to give him an extra wallop for me, will ya?
Will do. From day 58 to day 62, I knew that I needed to upgrade my gear if I wanted any hope of surviving a journey into Castle Slashalot. I found the nearest diamond mine and ventured inside with my iron sword and pickaxe at the ready. Of course, it would never be as simple as just waltzing in there, grabbing some diamonds, and leaving. There were some skeletons in there waiting for me, and they didn't seem all that friendly. And I'm guessing you guys won't just let me through because I'm in a hurry today? They didn't respond, they just attacked me. So to keep them at bay, I blasted them with a fireball and attacked the rest with my sword. It didn't take me long to defeat all those skellies. I then pulled out my iron pickaxe and started mining for dear life until I'd collected a whole bunch of diamonds. Then I returned to my base to do some crafting and forging. I combined my diamonds with some wood I'd gathered and created a diamond pickaxe, diamond sword, and some diamond armor. Now I felt like I was ready for anything! From day 63 to day 66, after all this hard work and upgrading, I was almost ready to storm the dungeons of Castle Slashalot and rescue Hellhound. But first, to make sure my head was in the right space, I did a little more work on the statue. Seeing the big, strong demon I was building helped motivate me to know what really mattered. Getting big enough and strong enough to beat Sir Slashalot and save my friends. And if you want to help me on my mission to make friends, get strong, build cool bases, and defeat evil bad guys, hit subscribe and ring the little bell so you can join me on all of my exciting adventures. From day 67 to day 70, with my new power and diamond equipment, I knew that it was time to make my way to Castle Slashalot and rescue Hellhound from the evil knight's clutches. I traveled east, following the Gorgon's instructions until I saw a sinister castle on the horizon and just knew that it had to be Castle Slashalot. And when I got closer and saw that the building was surrounded by Dread Knight guards, my suspicions were confirmed. I knew that Hellhound and Sir Slashalot were somewhere inside. I guess the only way in is just to fight my way through, but I need to be smart about this. I'll save my fireball power for Slashalot himself when I'm inside. First, I pulled out my bow and started firing at the Dread Knights. This took out a few of them and alerted the others to my position. It was time to fight up close and personal. I pulled out my diamond sword and ran into the battle, fighting off as many Dread Knights as I could. Thankfully, my diamond armor helped deflect the worst of their blows. Once all the Dread Knights were defeated, I ran into Castle Slashalot, searching for wherever I could find Hellhound. That's when I saw a tunnel that seemed to be leading deep into the ground. It must be the tunnel down into the dungeon. I need to get down there and save him. So I steeled myself and ran down into the dungeon, ready to do whatever I needed to save my friend. From day 71 to day 74, I entered the dungeon, searching for Hellhound. I saw a bunch of cells lining the walls, all empty, except one of them. And of course, that one cell had Hellhound waiting for me in it. He seemed so happy to see me there.
Zozo, it's you! Thank you for coming to save me!
Of course I'd save you, Hellhound. You're one of my best friends. Now stand back. I'm gonna bust you out of here. Hellhound stood back, and I used my diamond sword to smash open the door to his cell. Head back to the base, Hellhound. I'm gonna keep fighting my way through. Sir Slashlot can't keep getting away with all this. He needs to be defeated, here and now.
Good luck, Zozo. I know that if anyone could take down that monster, it's you!
With Hellhound released to safety, I could comfortably focus on my next mission, taking down the big boss. I continued to explore the dungeon. During my journey, more Dread Knights emerged and started attacking me. Lucky for me, with all my weapons and gear, they really weren't hard for me to defeat. Sir Slashlot should really start employing some tougher guys. These Dread Knights aren't even a challenge anymore. He should rename them Mild and Convenience Knights. Once the Dread Knights were defeated, I found a chest buried deep in the dungeons, containing one truly awesome item, a dragon bone sword. This is an even better weapon for a demon than a diamond sword. Using this, Sir Slashlot doesn't stand a chance against me. With my brand new sword, I kept searching until I saw an unfamiliar door. This must have been one that led directly into Castle Slashalot's inner sanctum. Hope you're ready, Slashalot. This is one demon you can't get rid of. From day 75 to day 78, I entered the first chamber of Castle Slashalot's inner sanctum and found that the diabolical knight himself was waiting for me.
Foul demon! You have defiled my castle with your presence, and you have taken my precious dragonbone sword from the dungeon. You've destroyed scores of my men, and worst of all, you've committed crimes against nature by existing as a demon. Is there anything in your vast list of crimes that I'm forgetting?
I think you're forgetting that time I hit you with a fireball, maybe?
What? I don't remember such an event.
Oh shoot, my bad. Sorry, I think I must have been thinking about it. Right now! I fired a fireball at Sir Slashalot, stunning him. That gave me a perfect opening. I ran in with my new dragonbone sword at the ready and started attacking, hitting him again and again and again, not even giving him time to fight back. I could tell that Sir Slashalot was badly injured by my attack because he retreated away from me, holding a defensive position.
You got lucky, Zozo, but you won't get lucky again!
Luck has nothing to do with it, Slashalot. You just made the mistake of assuming that a demon could never be stronger than you, and that's why you're paying the price.
You insolent little rat, I'll show you!
Then Sir Slashalot turned around and ran, and all I could do was try to chase him. From day 79 to day 84, I chased the wounded Sir Slashalot deeper into his inner sanctum, ready to finish this once and for all. But of course, I should have known that it would never be so easy. As soon as I caught up to him, I could see that Sir Slashalot wasn't running anymore. He was just standing there, watching me.
I have to hand it to you, demon. You've really pushed me to my limit here. And the dragonbone sword was a particularly ingenious touch. But I have one last trick still up my sleeve. Don't get scared now, Zozo.
Suddenly, Sir Slashalot began to glow and transform. He became a bigger, more imposing version of himself. What? I don't understand.
You don't need to understand, Zozo. You need only tremble before me. This is my final form, Ultimate Demon Crusader Sir Slashalot. Are you ready to meet your doom, Zozo?
For the first time in a while, I felt truly afraid. All I could do was turn and run out of the inner sanctum in shame. Once again, I wasn't ready to face him. From day 85 to day 89, I returned to my base, feeling really down after not being able to defeat Sir Slashalot in his new, more powerful form. I was lying in my bed, too depressed to even think about getting up and fighting, when I remembered something. My statue outside. It was almost finished. Even if I couldn't defeat Sir Slashalot, the least I could do is go out there and finish my statue. So that's what I did. I went outside, and using the rest of my gathered materials, I finished my statue. It looked magnificent. That strong, powerful demon. It reminded me of something important. If I keep trying and didn't give up, I could be that strong and even defeat Sir Slashalot in his stronger form. Just as I was starting to get my hope back, Hellhound approached me with some more good news.
Zozo, you seem down, so I wanted to do something nice for you, since you rescued me from Sir Slashalot. I upgraded your sword. It's not just any dragonbone sword anymore. It's a flamed dragonbone sword.
Oh my goodness, Hellhound, this is amazing! And it looks so much more powerful than my old sword.
To unlock its true power, you need to journey into the Nether's Crimson Forest and find the Fire Aspect enchantment. That will give you the punch you need to teach that armored bully some manners.
From day 90 to day 94, I left my base and ventured out into a forest to the west after hearing rumors that there was a working nether portal somewhere deep in the woods. After searching for 2 whole days, I eventually found it, exactly what I needed. Guess it's now or never. I'm so glad nobody was here to hear that. I hopped into the portal and was immediately transported into the nether. Following the Hellhound's instructions, I kept searching until I found the Crimson Forest and kept a low profile to avoid upsetting some of the less friendly nether dwellers. Wow, this doesn't seem like a particularly nice neighborhood. Thankfully, nobody spotted me and decided to pick a fight. Instead, I just kept searching until I found an old chest hidden in the woods, containing a book that had all the details of the Fire Aspect enchantment. Jackpot! Oh hey, what's that over there? I noticed a block with a strange color in the ground. It took me a second to realize what I was looking at. Ancient debris, one of the rarest blocks out there. Lucky for me, I already had my diamond pickaxe, which is the only thing that can mine ancient debris. I immediately started mining and picked up as many ancient debris blocks as I could carry. This is exactly what I need to give me an edge in the final battle. There's hope for me yet. From day 95 to day 97, I returned to my base one more time to make the final upgrades needed. Gathering that ancient debris was incredibly helpful because it would give me the ability to create some of the most powerful armor out there, even stronger than diamond. I took the ancient debris to my smelting furnace and smelted it until I had some nether scraps. That was the first stage of the process. Then, I looked through my storage until I found some gold ingots, exactly what I needed. I crafted them together to make some handy netherite ingots, which I then fused with the diamond armor I created earlier. The result? Netherite armor! Some of the strongest armor there is, straight from the nether, and perfect for a demon like me! Let's see if Sir Slashalot can even put a scratch on me like this! But I wasn't done yet. Next, it was time to enchant. I created the Unbreakable enchantment, one for each piece of my armor, and for my prized weapon, the Flamed Dragonbone Sword. Then, just in case things went south during the battle, I crafted a few healing potions, just in case I needed them. Before I set off to do what I needed to do, the Hellhound approached me one more time to offer some words of advice.
And remember, wait until just before the fight to activate your Fire Aspect and reach full power. He'll never expect it that way. You'll take him by surprise.
Thank you for all of your help, Hellhound. I never could have gotten this far without you.
Don't mention it, Zozo. I'd do it all again. Now get out there and show that rust bucket what we demons are made of.
On day 98, I reached the outside of Castle Slashalot once more, and this time, I wouldn't chicken out. I'd take him on and defeat him once and for all. Do you believe I can do it? Let me know down there in the comments, along with whatever adventure you'd like me to take next. And be sure to search Zozo for more exciting Minecraft videos. On day 99, I returned to the place that I'd once run from, Castle Slashalot's inner sanctum. The way in wasn't even guarded, so I knew that Sir Slashalot in his ultimate Demon Crusader form wanted to defeat me himself. That was a mistake I'd make him regret. I entered and saw him standing there, waiting for me. He didn't even seem intimidated, but then again, neither was I. It was the final standoff.
We meet again, demon. This time, are you ready to accept your defeat with some dignity?
Funny, I was just about to ask you the same thing.
Such a sad comeback. Do you really think you can defeat me like this, Zozo?
Perhaps not, but how about like this? I activated my Fire Aspect enchantment and began my own final upgrade. I became a huge, powerful demon, just like the one I'd built my statue around, with a mighty 100 hearts. I wielded my flamed dragonbone sword, ready to bring this to an end. I could feel the anger coming off of Sir Slashalot as I squared up to him.
Typical. Cheating demon. Can't fight fair to save his life.
Man, I'm getting so sick of hearing you talk. We clashed for the last time, but now I was ready. As Sir Slashalot tried to attack me, I was fast and strong enough to block. And in the end, one decisive blow brought the evil knight down.
I can't believe it. Defeated by a worthless demon. What a humiliating way to go.
I punched him one last time, and then he was gone. On day 100, I returned to the base, having finally defeated Sir Slashlot and ended the threat that faced all demons and those who were kind to them. I met back up with the Hellhound and the Snow Fox, who'd been with me through all of this, and I used the Snow Fox's guitar to play us a rad victory song. Life was sweet once again. On day 1, I spawned into the alien fields as a Charmander. Oh wow, I'm a fire-type Pokemon. This is awesome. I wonder if I can collect enough XP to evolve into a Charizard. But before I knew it, something wet hit me in the face. It was some kind of water blast, so strong that it felt like it was shot out of a cannon. This could only mean one thing. I turned around and saw a big, powerful Blastoise laughing at me from a treetop.
I knew I'd find a fire type around here somewhere. You'll make perfect target practice.
Wait, so you're the one who hit me with that water blast? Why? I don't even know you.
You don't need to know me, and I don't need to know you. You're a fire type, and I'm a water type. We're opposites, and that's why we should be natural enemies.
That doesn't make any sense. Why can't we be friends just because we're different types?
No, I think being enemies is way more fun. Now run away before I drown you in water blasts.
And then he started blasting at me, so all I could do was turn and run away as fast as I could before his water blast could do too much damage to me. That guy has some really scary beliefs. There's gotta be some way I can stop his ideas from spreading before everyone hates each other. On day 2, I traveled away from my spawn point through the alien fields in search of experience points. With only 10 hearts, I wouldn't be winning any Pokemon championships. I'm also one hungry Charmander. Better find some food. I did some scrounging around the trees and managed to get some apples to refill my hunger bar. I do like them apples. Shortly after my meal, I was approached by a group of Squirtles, water-type turtle Pokemon that evolve into Blastoise.
Hey, fire type! You aren't welcome around these parts. If you don't get lost, we'll spread you with water.
Oh no, all of you must be listening to the hateful words of that narrow-minded old Blastoise.
Don't diss Blastoise! We're the Squirtle Squad, and we make sure everyone knows that water types are the best.
Why are you being so mean? All I was doing was eating apples.
Doesn't matter what you were doing. You're not the same type as us, so you're our enemy. Get 'em, boys!
The Squirtles attacked all together, and I started losing hearts. I couldn't even fight back because they outnumbered me. Just then, I heard a voice from nearby.
Hey, Squirtle Squad, leave him alone.
It was a Bulbasaur, a grass-type Pokemon known for having a sprouted plant on its back.
No, a grass type! We're afraid of those because they're strong against us!
The Squirtles ran away, leaving me hurt but alive, with half a heart remaining. I turned to the Bulbasaur and expressed my gratitude. Thank you for saving me. Those guys were going to tear me apart just for being a fire type.
You don't have to worry about that from me, new Charmander friend. Follow me. There's someone you should meet.
On day 3, Bulbasaur led me to a campfire where another fire type, a Flareon, was waiting. Boy, am I happy to see another fire type. No offense, Bulbasaur.
You've been through a lot, so I forgive you. How about you go talk to Flareon?
I listened to Bulbasaur and approached the campfire. Flareon greeted me with a nod, and I told him everything about what had happened to me because of Blastoise and his Squirtle Squad.
That Blastoise is fully evolved. He should know better than to pick on Pokemon of different types, especially Pokemon of the fire type, because of how few of us there are compared to water types.
Trust me, I felt that part firsthand. Those Squirtles totally outnumbered me. How am I supposed to get a moment's peace?
It can be difficult, young Charmander Zozo. I've struggled a lot in my life because of how some other Pokemon have treated me, but I also have many friends who are different types than me, like Bulbasaur, who you've met. The more we get along, despite being different types, the less the beliefs of Pokemon like Blastoise can affect us.
So, you're saying I should go out into the world and make friends with lots of different types of Pokemon?
Precisely. And if you see another Pokemon being bullied because of what type they are, you should stand up for them. Pokemon of different types make a more balanced team after all.
Wow, thanks Flareon. I think I know how to make life a little bit easier for all types of Pokemon. I'm gonna get out there and stop the hate. I left the campfire and returned to Bulbasaur, telling him about my new quest to stop the spread of Blastoise's terrible ideas. So that's why I'm going to find different types of Pokemon and get to know them.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Can I come with you, Zozo?
Sure, Bulbasaur. Let's be friends and work together. From day 4 to day 5, I knocked down a tree for wood and crafted a wooden pickaxe which I used to gather stone. I think I'll make a whole set of stone tools. I cast aside my wooden pickaxe in favor of a stone pickaxe. I also crafted a stone sword to help protect myself from the next time I'm in a fight.
Hey, Zozo! We should build a base around here. That way we'll have a place for all our new friends to hang out in.
Great idea, Bulbasaur! It'll be a Pokemon home that welcomes all types. I laid the foundation for the base in stone and built 2 different rooms designed for Bulbasaur and myself. For Bulbasaur's room, I added lots of plants and green textures that were fitting for a grass type. My room had a fire pit and a bunch of coal to keep it warm. A fire-type Pokemon needs to have fire after all. While our rooms were really different from each other, they were still close enough that we could visit each other. How do you like the room, Bulbasaur?
It's very nice, Zozo. I'm glad you made it specially for me. It shows you're really accepting of different types of Pokemon.
Awesome! I want everyone to feel welcome when they come to live here. I went outside to search for more materials. I was digging another hole when out popped a Sandslash, a fully evolved ground-type Pokemon. Before I could offer a friendly greeting, the Sandslash attacked me. It must have thought I was easy pickings because fire types are weak against ground types. Why can't we get along? I fought back using my sword and drove the Sandslash back underground. Before I knew it, I had won the fight and the experience points from the, experience. And it caused me to evolve into a Charmeleon. I learned how to use Fire Breath, and my number of hearts increased to 30! From day 6 to day 8, I traveled to the Black Forest in search of new Pokemon friends. Woods that are this deep and dark have to be hiding some truly mysterious Pokemon. And now that I'm a Charmeleon, I'm sure I can protect myself if I need to. It turned out that the one I needed to protect was another Fire-type Pokemon known as a Vulpix.
Stop it, Beedrill! Leave me be!
I ran to where I heard the Vulpix's cries and saw that she was fending off a Beedrill, a poison bug Pokemon with powerful stingers. Buzz off, Beedrill! I dove into the fray and hit the Beedrill with my stone sword, which gave the Vulpix a chance to get to a safe distance. Beedrill tried hitting me with its needle stingers, but I dodged and hit it a few more times with my sword. Just as the Beedrill started to use its poisonous ranged attacks, I attacked with my Fire Breath, dealing super effective levels of damage. The Beedrill fainted, so I went to go check on Vulpix. Are you okay, Vulpix?
I've had better days. I'm really lucky that a Charmeleon like you came along.
Call me Zozo. I'm on a quest for all kinds of Pokemon friends.
Hi, Zozo. Would you be able to help me one more time? I was poisoned by that Beedrill, and I need some help getting Pecha Berries to work like antidotes.
Count on me. Flareon told me that us fire types have to stick together too. From day 9 to day 10, I walked through the Black Forest with Vulpix until we reached a berry bush that was covered in Pecha Berries. I grabbed one of the berries off the shrub and fed it to Vulpix. How do you feel?
I feel great, which means the poison status effect is cured. Thanks, Zozo.
Sweet! We should stock up on some of these berries for the base, just in case anyone else is poisoned. I went back to the Pecha Berry bush to gather more, but I was stopped when the ground shook. A Dugtrio burst up from the ground and stared me down with its 3 heads.
Enough stomping around above my home. I'll have you earthquaking in your boots, Charmeleon.
I didn't mean to disturb you, Mr. Dugtrio. I'll just take the berries and be on my way.
You'll take nothing but a beatdown, you fire-type brat.
Dugtrio hit me with its powerful ground-type digging moves. I used my Fire Breath, but it barely did any damage. The ground Pokemon was also way too fast to hit with my sword. The only thing I could do was run away, back to Vulpix. I didn't get the berries.
That's all right. You saved me at least. You're a real friend, Zozo.
Thanks, Vulpix. I'm heading back to my base now, and you're welcome to tag along. From day 11 to day 12, I constructed another room fit for a fire type so that Vulpix could live comfortably inside the base. It was nice to know that there was one more fire type friend who would be safe from the Squirtle Squad and Blastoise. Once I was finished with the room, I went to see Vulpix, who had been doing some building of her own.
Hey, Zozo. I made us a storage room to store all of our food and other supplies.
I looked around at the base and saw that Vulpix had done exactly what she said. The base was looking more like a home than ever before. That's really nice, Vulpix. Did you do this because you already like living here?
You got it. I wanted to thank you for all you've done for me. I really look forward to seeing this place full of new Pokemon friends.
It will be, Vulpix, and you're one of us now.
Thank you. Truth is, I've needed a place to belong. For a while, I've been struggling because other types of Pokemon have picked on me. Especially because I was a fire Pokemon. Especially Blastoise and his Squirtle Squad.
Don't worry, Vulpix. I'll make sure to create a world where nobody is picked on because of their types. After the base was renovated, I went down into the mines to get some stronger materials. I dug for iron ore and found enough to make some iron ingots. With that, I upgraded my stone sword and stone pickaxe to an iron sword and an iron pickaxe. Back on the surface, I discovered some sheep in the alien fields and went to work creating a pen to keep them in. Kinda weird that these are regular old non-Pokemon sheep, but oh well, I have sheep. From day 13 to day 15, I went to talk to my first Pokemon friend, Bulbasaur, about how I could evolve even further. Right now I'm a Charmeleon, but if I can become a Charizard, I'll be able to face that Blastoise on the same level.
It's not that easy, Zozo. That Blastoise still has lots of experience, and his type is strong against yours.
I still have to try. That big brute nearly waterlogged me when we first met, and now that I know he bullied Vulpix too, I'm all fired up.
Maybe you should try facing off against the Squirtle Squad to gain experience fighting against water types.
That's a great idea, Bulbasaur. Away I go. I returned to the Black Forest where I met Vulpix and called out for Squirtles to test my strength against. Come on out. You weren't so afraid of me when I was a Charmander.
And we're not afraid now. Get set to get splashed, Fireboy.
A lone Squirtle appeared, ready to take me on. I was game, so I drew my iron sword and fought against the turtle-like Pokemon. Now armed and evolved, I was having a much easier time holding my own, even though I was still taking a bit of damage.
Give up, Charmeleon. A fire type can't beat a water type.
Stop thinking about other Pokemon just in terms of types. I used my Fire Breath to deal a bit of damage and distract the Squirtle, before I swung the iron sword and finished him off like it was a metal claw attack. He dropped some experience, which I utilized to fully form into my most iconic form, the fire-flying Pokemon, Charizard! Yeah, Charizard! I had 60 hearts and a brand new Fireball attack that could be launched even farther than my Fire Breath and dealt way more damage. From day 16 to day 19, I took my newly evolved Charizard self on a trip to the Crag Gardens biome. I was feeling strong, getting used to being an evolved Pokemon. I couldn't wait to use my new Charizard powers to defend all types of Pokemon from those who would hate and divide them. While I was wandering around, I found a book of information. It's like an old-fashioned Pokedex. The inside of the book had a Pokemon article about Charizard and Blastoise. This would probably be worth the read. While both are considered to be powerful and fully evolved Pokemon, Charizard and Blastoise have a number of differences between each other. As a water type, Blastoise is known to be strong in a battle with the fire type Charizard. But even so, Charizard has always been the more popular Pokemon, beloved by trainers and other Pokemon everywhere. This has made Blastoise extremely jealous and obsessed with proving his superiority. I see. So Blastoise started this grudge against other types of Pokemon because he felt weak on the inside. I'd almost felt bad for him if he wasn't causing so much hate. I put the book down and found that I was surrounded by a bunch of Squirtles from the Squirtle Squad.
We heard you took out one of our Squirtles and evolved, so we're here to get even.
Blastoise is making you do this, isn't he? I guess I'll have to teach you a lesson through battle. I used my Fire Breath attack to hit the Squirtles all at once. Then I used my Iron Sword to deal strong damage to each of them. This battle went very differently than the one when I was a Charmander. Even though I was still outnumbered, I managed to defeat all the Squirtles and make them faint. Oh yeah, I'm strong enough to protect myself now. From day 20 to day 22, I gathered more iron from the mines so I could craft my first piece of iron armor, and decided to take the iron ingots I made from the iron ore and create an iron chestplate. Now I could have defenses where it counts. Now, for the true test of my fully evolved power, I'm gonna go see if I can defeat that mean Doug trio in the Black Forest. I went to the same bush where the Pecha berries were and waited for that wild Doug trio to appear, and soon he did.
Hey, aren't you that Charmeleon? Looks like you've evolved, but you're still no match for me.
We'll see about that. Charizard, attack! I opened the battle with my brand new Fireball. It didn't deal too much because Dugtrio was a ground type, but it got his attention. His melee attacks and speed were still a force to be reckoned with. But with my newly improved defenses, I was able to tank several hits and deal damage back with my sword. Before long, Dugtrio was begging for mercy.
Please, Charizard, no more. I didn't know a fire type could be this strong.
You're about to see how strong I really am. I spare you, Dugtrio.
Really? You're not gonna knock me out?
Of course not. All I wanted to do was show you I could protect myself. We could even be friends now.
Well, you're all right, Zozo the Charizard. Have the berries if you won't.
Dugtrio disappeared back underground. I was about to celebrate my victory and the fact that I resolved the battle peacefully when Blastoise appeared. Blastoise!
Looks like the little Charmander has grown up into a Charizard. I knew I should have gotten rid of you when you were small. Now we're destined to be rivals.
You can stop this now if you want to, Blastoise. Water types and fire types don't need to be enemies.
You think you're better than me, don't you? Well, you're not. Charizard might be a lot of people's favorite Pokemon, but there are more water types than any other type of Pokemon. Your fire type should leave us alone and stop stealing our spotlight.
Then Blastoise stomped away, furiously. We didn't end up fighting this time, but unless he let go of his hatred towards fire types, someday we would have to. From day 23 to day 26, I returned to base with several bushels of Picha berries, which I planted outside the base so that any Pokemon living here could cure poison status effects. Vulpix was very happy since it was her who had trouble getting the berries when she was poisoned.
Now that you're a Charizard, it seems like there's a chance for things to get better for fire types.
It'll take a lot more than me to make the world a place where all Pokemon can live in harmony, but I'll keep on doing my best. And part of doing my best was adding to my suit of iron armor. So I went back to the caverns and mined until I had enough iron material to craft myself an iron helmet and iron boots. With all this iron I'm wearing, I'm practically a steel type. When I was done crafting, I went outside to see that there was a great big wall built around the entire base. Vulpix was standing nearby, looking proud. Did you do this, Vulpix?
Yes, I did. What you said about doing your best struck a chord with me. I wanted to do my best too.
You did awesome, Vulpix. I'm so glad you're living here with us. From day 27 to day 31, I was exploring the Crag Gardens when I met a type of Pokemon I had never seen before. Lapras, the Ice-type transportation Pokemon known for swimming along the waterways. Actually, Lapras had two types. It was a water type too.
Hello, are you that same Charizard that fought with the Squirtle Squad?
Yep, that's me. Please don't tell me you want to get revenge for your fellow water types.
Not at all. I'm glad that someone is teaching them not to mess with other types of Pokemon. That kind of thing gives us water types a bad name.
Well, that's a relief. Good to know there are water types out there who don't listen to Blastoise.
Blastoise doesn't even consider me a true water type because I'm part ice type. I get bothered by those Squirtles too.
So sorry. Come to my base. It's welcome to all types of Pokemon. I returned to the base with Lapras and let them settle in. I decided I should make the base more inviting to outsiders, so I harvested some wool for my sheep and placed down some decorative banners. As soon as I was done, Bulbasaur ran up to me, looking panicked.
Zozo, quick! It's the Squirtle Squad! They're attacking other types of Pokemon again!
From day 32 to day 35, I ventured out into the alien fields to find the Squirtle Squad and stop them from causing trouble. I recognized the area as near the campfire where we had met Flareon many days prior. Oh no, Flareon, he's probably in trouble.
And so are you!
A bunch of Squirtles jumped out to attack me, but I managed to fend them off with my iron sword. Afterwards, I saw Flareon getting hit with attacks from other members of the Squirtle Squad.
This'll show you, Flareon! Squirtle Squad for life!
The Squirtles attacked again and destroyed Flareon right before my eyes! Flareon, no! I blasted the Squirtle Squad with fireballs and cut the rest of them down with my sword. If I see any more of you Squirtles on the Squirtle Squad again, I'm fighting you right then and there. From day 36 to day 39, I was in the Black Forest when I met a Caterpie, a friendly bug-type Pokemon who was crawling along through the tall grass.
You startled me. I saw your wings and thought you were the flying type Pokemon who had been attacking me.
Charizard is a flying type as well as a fire type, but this one doesn't mean you any harm. Honest.
That's good. It seems like Pokemon like me always have to worry about Pokemon of stronger types. Do you understand how that feels?
I do understand, Caterpie. Take me to this flying type bully of yours so I can settle the score. Caterpie showed me to a clearing in the forest where a Pharaoh was swooping around. It must have been the fire type he mentioned. The Pharaoh turned towards me and charged right at me. I shot a few fireballs at the Pharaoh, defeating the bird in a single attack. I returned to Caterpie and told him that he wouldn't need to worry about Pharaoh anymore.
Thanks, Zozo. I knew I could trust a Charizard, even if you are a fire and flying type.
Why's that? I know I'm nice, but still, how did you know you could trust me?
Because everyone knows Charizard is a heroic Pokemon who defends the weaker Pokemon from danger. You're a hero, Zozo.
I'm glad everyone thinks so highly of me, but being a Charizard doesn't make me better than anyone else. Is that what Blastoise thinks? From day 40 to day 43, I went back home to the base to check in with Bulbasaur about what we should do next regarding the Squirtle Squad. When I arrived, I noticed that Bulbasaur had added a bunch of couches to the base in order to make it look nicer. What's all this for, Bulbasaur?
I'm inviting another Bulbasaur to the base so we can talk about Flareon. I wasn't the only other Bulbasaur he was friends with.
Of course, you can have another Bulbasaur visit. I didn't know Flareon for very long, but he was a good Pokemon and had lots of friends. What happened to him wasn't fair.
The Squirtle Squad has crossed a line that we can't forgive. If we don't fight them, there will never be peace between different types of Pokemon.
You're right. We have to make it impossible for them to hurt any other Pokemon. Bulbasaur and I talked for a while longer before the other Bulbasaur showed up. I could tell the grass types wanted to be alone for a bit, so I went outside. There, I was greeted by Lapras.
Hey Zozo, have you decided to take on Blastoise and the Squirtle Squad now?
Yeah, the hate in some Pokemon goes too deep. And sadly, fighting might be the only way.
If you've chosen to fight, then you should know there are other water types that follow Blastoise's scary beliefs. There is a Gyarados back in the Crag Gardens who is particularly nasty about it.
Then I show him a thing or two. If he listens to reason, I'll spare him. But if not, I'll do whatever it takes to keep other Pokemon safe. From day 44 to day 49, I went to the Crag Gardens to seek out the nasty old Gyarados that Lapras mentioned. If Blastoise was gathering together water types to gang up on and hate other types of Pokemon, then I'd need to act quickly before he convinced too many of them. Sure enough, there was Blastoise himself. It was like he knew I'd show up here. Blastoise, I'm through letting you get away with trying to divide everyone.
I'm not the problem. Charizard's like you are. Lapras must have told you I have friends out here, the traitor.
Lapras was just trying to keep you from brainwashing more innocent water types into hating fire types. And now, your Squirtle Squad has destroyed one of my friends. Take responsibility!
No, you're a Charizard, not a Blastoise. You don't know how easy you have it. And now I'm gonna make sure you never will. Stormy, I choose you.
Blastoise withdrew from the area, leaving behind Starmie, the water and psychic-type starfish Pokemon, to face me!
Bring it, Cheapazard. You are no match for my dazzling water-type moves.
That's what you think! I'll teach you to judge me by my type, Starmie! From day 50 to day 53, I started my struggle against Starmie. This was the first time I had faced off against a fully evolved water-type Pokemon, and as I expected, it was tricky. But even so, I refused to back down in the face of one of Blastoise's followers.
Why aren't you dead yet? I thought you fire types were supposed to be pushovers for us water types.
Looks like you don't know as much about Pokemon as you think. Now check out my moves! I launched a few fireballs, then finished the job with my Fire Breath. After those fire-type attacks, Starmie was weak and unable to fight, so I decided to attempt to communicate with the water-type Pokemon. Why do you work for Blastoise in the first place, Starmie? Don't you know that he's hurting people?
Yes, of course I know that. But if I defied him, I'd be cast out by the other water-type Pokemon. I'm already part psychic, and that means I have to be loyal, or else.
But that's just living by his narrow view of what Pokemon types are. What you know is wrong.
Yes, I know. But what can I do?
You can run away for now. I'll deal with Blastoise, and then you can return to this land when there is harmony between types. Starmie understood and fled, but before they ran away, they dropped a diamond, which I could use to make a stronger weapon. I thought a bit more about how Blastoise and his beliefs were making the world a more difficult place to live in. Even other water types weren't safe. Onwards to Gyarados! From day 54 to day 57, I searched through the Crag Gardens until I found the Gyarados that Lapras had mentioned. Sure enough, Gyarados attacked me on sight with a water blast. It then bit me, so I drew my iron sword and hit back. It was clear that this Gyarados really didn't like any other type of Pokemon and just wanted to hurt me. So I showed no mercy! With a blast of my fireball and a strike from my weapon, I took the flying water Pokemon down! When I got back to my base, Lapras was waiting to congratulate me for winning the battle.
Now you've seen how far Blastoise has gone to make others believe the same terrible things he does.
Yeah, all those water Pokemon, even the Squirtles, are just copying somebody they look up to. But his ideas have been hurting them by making them hurt others, and he won't take responsibility.
That's why you're going to have to stand up to Blastoise and show the world that he's actually a loser. You have to succeed where the last Charizard failed.
There was a Charizard that fought Blastoise before me?
There was, but even defeating his rival didn't remove the hate from Blastoise's heart. Pokemon like him are never happy, even when they succeed.
I had no idea how crazy this whole thing was. Blastoise is the worst! From day 58 to day 62, I expanded the farm so it could hold even more sheep. Down below in the mines, I used my iron pickaxe to dig out some diamonds, which combined with the diamond that Starmie had given me, allowed me to craft a heckin' awesome new diamond sword. The diamonds I had left over went towards upgrading my pickaxe from iron to diamond. Once I was done mining, I saw that Bulbasaur had added a brand new fireplace outside. Whoa, Bulbasaur! You made a fireplace even though you're a grass type?
Of course! Hanging out with you and seeing how nice you are has made me totally unafraid of fire. Flareon would be so proud of me.
I guess the Pokemon who are living here had started to adapt to being around each other's types, so being comfortable around fire had become no big deal. The harmony between the types that we've been striving for feels closer every day. From day 63 to day 66, Vulpix came to visit me in the mine. She had a hint about a biome I hadn't yet explored.
The Dead Sea is home to a bunch of Pokemon I used to be friends with, before the Squirtle Squad chased me away.
You think we might be able to recruit any of your old friends?
I don't know. The Squirtle Squad is pretty unforgiving and might have already chased them away, or worse. But you should try anyway.
I went to the Dead Sea and looked around, but at first, there didn't seem to be any Pokemon there. Then, I heard a buzzing noise from behind me.
I finally found you.
I turned around in shock and saw a bug-type Pokemon, Butterfree, flying in the air. Do you know Vulpix?
Huh? Who's that?
Okay then, this is about me. Are you an enemy?
What? No, Zozo, it's me, Caterpie. I evolved into a Metapod and then a Butterfree.
Oh, good to see you. I've been so on edge lately that I guess I was expecting a fight.
You're right to be careful around here. I've heard Blastoise's base is here in the Dead Sea somewhere. I was looking for it so I could help you out.
Well, thanks, Butterfree. I guess I can help you find it while I'm here. From day 67 to day 70, Butterfree and I explored the Dead Sea for any signs of Blastoise and his Squirtle Squad. I appreciate that you remembered me, even after you evolved, Butterfree.
You saved me once, and I didn't want to see another Charizard get absolutely washed by Blastoise. This time, you'll win and prove him wrong.
Like I always say, I'll do my best. We continued through the Dead Sea until we encountered a wild Eradicate, a normal-type rodent Pokemon with an abnormal need to Super Fang us into submission. But instead of running away, I used my Fire Breath to burn the Eradicate and scare him off. Yeah, run away! You don't want to fight us! There were so many Pokemon in the world that were quick to jump into a fight, probably because that's what they were used to. Pokemon battles are one thing, but all the fighting and hatred is getting us nowhere. A little bit later, Butterfree pointed out a military-looking fortress.
There it is! The Blastoise Fortress! I found it!
All right, Butterfree, well done!
This is as far as I'll go for now. Feel free to keep exploring, Charizard, but don't do anything reckless.
From day 71 to day 74, I decided to head back home to get prepared to face Blastoise while thinking about the Pokemon that had helped me make it this far. And all the subscribers like you that have helped me make it to 1 million subscribers. Remember to search ZOZO for more of my videos. Home isn't far now. Here goes. Kept on walking, but then my progress was halted by the sudden appearance of Blastoise himself.
Starmie failed to defeat you. I should have known that dual type was good for nothing.
Awful thing to say about one of your supposed friends. You're a real disgrace, Blastoise.
No, you're the disgrace here. Taste my water blast.
Blastoise hit me with a water energy blast, and it almost caused me to faint. No way! Am I still this much weaker than him?
That's what you get, Charizard. You think you're so popular, but I'm gonna make sure you face the same fate as the last Charizard.
I was still too weak, so I ran away as fast as I could. From day 75 to day 78, after my crushing defeat at the hands of Blastoise, I hid myself away inside the base in complete shame. That was my chance to take him on and prove in front of the whole world that his beliefs were wrong. If I couldn't defeat him, he'd still be out there, making trouble for other Pokemon, and fire types especially would get hurt because of me. I was still a crying Charizard when Lapras came to visit me to cheer me up.
It's okay, Zozo. Nobody expected you to be able to beat him on the first try. Plus, what's more important is the friendships we build with each other. That's the real way to stop Blastoise from winning. Come on, out of your room.
I listened to Lapras and walked outside to see the watchtowers that had been added to the base. Even now, the Pokemon who had come to live here were together to make it better. Thanks, Lapras. I just remembered what is really important. Sometime later, Bulbasaur handed me an item of mysterious power. What is this, Bulbasaur?
It's a lava bottle, but all of us here at the base made it stronger by adding our elemental energies to it. If you drink it, you'll be able to gain the power of our friendship.
Wow, I might even be able to evolve past my limits with this. I drank the lava bottle, and the power of friendship caused me to Mega Evolve into the mighty and unstoppable Mega Charizard X. I'm a Fire and Dragon type now. My Fireball upgraded even further into a Dragon Fireball, and I had 100 hearts to boot. From day 79 to day 84, I went through the Dead Sea with my new Mega form and fought against some pure Water-type Vaporeons who were loyal to Blastoise. The Dragon Fireball's power was many times stronger than the regular Fireball and hit with Dragon Energy, so it was effective against Water types too. Now this is the power of friendship. I'll be able to use this form to defeat Blastoise. I just know it. As I took stock of my surroundings, an energetic Electric-type Pokemon approached, Jolteon!
Hey, nicely done. Those Vaporeons were not nice to anybody. By the way, I'm Jolteon. You might have met my brother Flareon. He was a good guy. Shame what happened. But hey, you'll do something about it, right? Right?
Whoa, slow down. You talk so fast. But yeah, I'm looking to bring peace between the types by facing off against Blastoise.
Oh wow, you're a good guy too. Just like Flareon. Boy, that's just incredible. Flareon would have been so very proud.
I hope so. A lot of people miss him, and I've been fighting this whole time to make sure what happens to him isn't going to happen again.
That's excellent! Stupendous! Super duper cool! Here, take this diamond helmet. It'll guard your head from Blastoise's attacks.
Jolteon gave me some diamond leggings, which I immediately equipped. This would come in handy in the next battles. Thanks, Jolteon. I consider you a friend. And soon, Pokemon of all types will be able to be friends. From day 85 to day 89, I went back to the alien fields to check in with the others at the base. I'll be so excited to hear that I met Jolteon. But when I arrived, things were not as I had left them. The wall and watchtowers had been damaged, and the Squirtle Squad was wreaking havoc inside of the base.
Yeah, Squirtles! Take down this place! Pokemon of different types shouldn't live together!
That's not true! This base is for everyone who wants to live here, regardless of type. I hit one of the Squirtles with a Dragon Fireball, taking him down with one hit.
Oh no, it's Mega Charizard X! We gotta get out of here, boys!
Where do you think you're going? I rushed at the Squirtles and used my Diamond Sword and Fireballs to hew through their ranks. A few managed to escape, so I followed them through the alien fields until they were nowhere near the base. Looks like the coast is clear. I better return to the base and make sure nobody was hurt. While I was walking through the fields, I noticed an incredibly rare Pokemon floating around in the air. No way! Is that? It was Mew, the mythical psychic-type Pokemon that has almost never been seen before. Mew!
That's me.
Mew, the world is full of danger right now. I'm trying my best to bring harmony to the world, but it's really hard to change people's minds.
Don't worry, Zozo. I've been struggling with the same problem. I have the psychic power to talk to many people in their dreams, but I never know what to say.
Tell them this, Mew, that we should all try to be friends, no matter what type we are.
Yes, I like that. That just might work. I'll try to remind everyone what is the same, rather than what is different.
Thanks, Mew. From day 90 to day 94, I trekked back through the Dead Sea and got a better look at Blastoise's fortress. There were some formidable-looking cannons mounted on the side of the fortress that would probably blast me if I got closer. I could see Squirtle Squad patrols all across the base. But all that doesn't scare me. I'm gonna use my Mega Evolved power to bulldoze through anything in my way. A water Pokemon came careening towards my location. It wasn't a Squirtle, but it looked slightly similar, only larger and more warlike. So I ran away, but he caught up to me.
Attention! I am Commander Wartortle of the Squirtle Squad. I hear you're the upstart firebrand who is standing in the way of our glorious future.
What glorious future? All you guys do is make life harder for anyone who isn't you.
That's because water types are the best. We're strong, we're good swimmers, and we're the majority, so everyone should have to do what we want.
If what you want is to hurt others, then I can't accept your worldview. Game on, War Turtle! I hit him with my Fire Breath and drew my sword. His defensive shell would be hard to crack, but in Mega Charizard X form, I was fast and I was furious. I hammered him over and over again with melee attacks from my sword. From day 95 to day 97, I continued to chip away at War Turtle's health, but the water Pokemon was resilient. I could see his strength in battle was why he had become the commander of the Squirtle Squad. Well, that, and the fact he's completely bought into all of Blastoise's ideas about different types of Pokemon. War Turtle used a Water Blast. It wasn't as powerful as Blastoise's, but it was still super effective. He followed up with a combo of powerful melee attacks that had me barely hanging on.
Guess I've got no choice. I have to use that move. I unleashed Dragon Fireballs, 4 of them. The dragon power caught War Turtle off guard and dealt enough effective damage to put him in his place.
Hey, that wasn't a fire type move! What a cheap trick!
It's a move I learned through the power of friendship. Someone like you who think a Pokemon's type is all they can be would never understand.
Whatever, Zozo. It's not gonna matter when Blastoise brings down the rain across the land and creates a world for water types and only water types.
You mean he's even willing to do that? I thought Blastoise was bad enough, but he really can't live in a world where anyone is a different type?
It'll be a perfect world. I wish I could have seen it, but I'll settle for that horrified look on your face. Goodbye, Zozo. Enjoy your last few days alive.
War Turtle passed on, but he was oddly proud of himself. It was sad that he had bought into his hate so completely, brainwashed until the end. Now that I knew what Blastoise was planning to do, I went to warn the others about the coming flood. On day 98, I said my goodbyes to my friends who were living on my base as I prepared to go and take down the Blastoise who'd caused all this trouble. First, Lapras.
You can do this, Zozo. Over these last 100 days, you've proven yourself to be a true hero. You will unite the Pokemon world.
And then, Vulpix.
You can heal the Great Divide, Zozo. I believe in you. You can right the wrongs of this imperfect world.
And finally, the first ever friend I'd met here, Bulbasaur.
Do it for Flareon, Zozo. It's what he would have wanted.
On day 99, I made my way back to the Dead Sea. I needed to conserve every ounce of my strength if I wanted to defeat Blastoise and his agenda of hate. But when I reached the outside of Blastoise's fortress, I saw a large gang of Squirtles. This was extremely bad news. If I fought those Squirtles, I'd lose energy and be weakened in my fight against Blastoise. Oh, this is terrible. I don't know what to do. That's when I heard a fluttering sound and saw Butterfree floating next to me.
This is where I may be of assistance, Zozo. You helped me, now I'll help you. Let me distract the Squirtles while you take on Blastoise. It'll all be worth it if you can bring peace to the land.
Thank you, Butterfree. I'll make sure that your risk won't be in vain. On day 100, Butterfree rushed in and distracted the Squirtles, while I entered the fortress and came face to face with Blastoise for the first time in quite some time.
Finally, you nasty little fire type! You've grown the courage to come and fight me! This is the final battle. Whoever wins will decide the fate of all the Pokemon in the overworld.
I'm not here to fight you, Blastoise.
What? This is impossible. It must be some kind of dirty fire type trick. You just want me to let my guard down so you can burn me to a crisp.
Don't be silly, Blastoise. Aren't you tired of all this fighting, all this hate? Haven't we both lost too many people?
But, I'm a water type. That makes me better. If I don't have that, what do I have?
You can have anything you want, Blastoise. You can decide who you are, not just what you are. We can all be our own people and be friends. You just need to let all this hate and pain go. Blastoise thought about it for a long moment before sighing.
I'm so sorry for everything I've done. Can you ever forgive me?
I can try, and you can try too. Come back to my base with me, Blastoise. We'll get it all smoothed over.
Thank you, Zozo. You haven't just saved everyone else, you've saved me too.
Just like that, the overworld was saved. Not with violence, but with kindness and understanding. On day 1, I spawned into the frozen lakes as an Ice WITHERSTORM! Whoa! Even as a baby Ice WITHERSTORM, I'm pretty awesome! And thank goodness, because I don't feel cold out here either! But my celebrations were interrupted when I heard the flapping of mighty wings coming towards me. I looked up and saw a huge ice dragon floating in the air above me.
You!
Me?
Don't be funny with me, boyo. What's your name?
I'm Zozo, mister.
I'm Ivan the Ice Dragon, and that means ice is my thing. You think you can steal my thing, you wee little Witherstorm? I'll teach you what it means to be truly ice cold.
Ivan fired a huge ice blast down towards me. It nearly hit me, but I was lucky enough to dodge at the last second. Hey, you almost hit me.
Yeah, that's what we in the business call a warning shot, dummy. The next one will come when you least expect it. You want to keep the icy cred? You've got 100 days to earn it, or frostbite is gonna be the least of your worries.
He unleashed an even more powerful ice blast, and this time I just had to run for my life. Gotta beat Ivan, or he's gonna freeze me to my doom. On day 2, I wandered further across the frozen lakes. In weather this freezing, even I started to feel the cold.
This is so embarrassing for an ice witherstorm. Maybe I just need some food. I only have 10 hearts. It's important to keep my hunger bar filled up. I searched across the frozen lakes until I finally found an apple tree. It's not easy to grow food in a place this cold, so I needed to enjoy everything I could get. I broke down the tree and ate some of the apples, solving the hunger situation. But it didn't solve the situation of a dread thrall charging out of the distance.
Huh, enjoy those apples, you little baby. That's such a baby thing to do. Eat apples.
Is it? I'm not sure I follow your logic here.
It makes sense when you're a dread thrall, okay? It's like a cultural thing. Anyways, let's fight. Ivan told me that a witherstorm was trying to jack his style. I owe it to him to put you down.
The dread thrall ran at me and unleashed some powerful attacks. I wasn't strong enough to fight him yet, so all I could do was break away from the fight and run for my life. I got out of there as fast as I could, but as I cowered behind a pile of snow, I heard something approaching. I was terrified, worried that it could be the dread thrall. Instead, a cyclops stepped out.
Come with me if you want to live.
How could I deny an offer like that? On day 3, the Cyclops led me across a safe part of the frozen lakes, telling me to keep as quiet as possible.
You need to keep a low profile around here if you want to last. Ivan's dread thralls are all over the place.
Where are you taking me?
Shh, somewhere safe. That's all you need to know.
I kept quiet as the Cyclops led me. Then he suddenly stopped.
This is as far as I'll go. It's too dangerous for us all to be in one place. Go forward 50 paces, and you'll see a dodo hippogriff at a campfire. Speak to him, and then come back to me when you're done.
Okay, understood. I followed the Cyclops' instructions until, predictably, I found myself at the campfire where the dodo hippogriff was waiting.
He sent you. Good. You follow orders. You might have a better chance of surviving than the last one.
Wait, what do you mean, the last one?
You think you're the first ice witherstorm to spawn here? There have been many, and Ivan has destroyed them all out of his evil jealousy.
But if he's after ice witherstorms, why are you and that Cyclops guy so afraid of him and his goons?
Your people have the worst of it, but Ivan is a nightmare for all of us. Anyone who bruises his ego gets destroyed. We want him gone, and with our powers combined, we can make it happen.
What do I need to do?
Go with Cyclops. Train. Get stronger. If he finds you this threatening now, imagine what you can do when you reach full power.
From day 4 to day 5, I carried out the dodo hippogriff's wishes and left with the Cyclops. I knew that if I was going to survive this, I needed to put a roof over both of our heads. Sit tight, Cyclops. I'm gonna make us some tools and get started. I knocked down a tree with my Witherstorm strength and made the pieces into a wooden pickaxe. From there, I mined into the ground and collected some stone. I had to be careful where I mined and built because some areas were just a thin layer of ice over water. When I had enough stone, I built myself a stone pickaxe and a stone sword. With my spare stone, I started building a basic 2-room base to protect myself and Cyclops from the elements.
This is a good start, Zozo. Solid, but low-key. This won't attract any undue attention.
Thank you, I think. But it may not have been that low-key. All that building had attracted a dangerous dirt scorpion a long way away from home. As it attacked, this time I fought back until the dirt scorpion was defeated. This gave me the XP to level up, getting 30 hearts and a new power, Ice Blast. Now I can finally start living up to my Ice Witherstorm name. From day 6 to day 8, I left the Cyclops back at the base while I went out to explore a nearby frosty mountain range called the Alps. Wow, the air is very thin up here. I probably wouldn't make a habit of hanging out up here. But my thoughts were interrupted by an adorable orange and white kitty running up towards me.
Please, stranger, I need some help. There's something terrible happening back there.
Calm down, calm down. What's going on here, kitty?
A dread scuttler. It's horrible, and it was chasing after me. I was so scared.
Don't worry, kitty. You just hang back here, and I'll go take care of it.
Thank you, stranger. Thank you.
Please, call me Zozo. I braced myself and went off in the direction that the kitty came from. It didn't take me long to find the dread scuttler, and with the help of my ice blast and my stone sword, it didn't take long for me to beat it either. Afterwards, the kitty approached me, happy that I'd taken care of the nasty dread scuttler.
Zozo, that was amazing. You're the best.
Please, it was nothing.
Well, if it was so easy, maybe you'll help me take care of a dreadlich not far from here. He's been causing a lot of trouble.
Sure, I'll always do my best.
From day 9 to day 10, I followed Kitty's instructions and went further into the Alps. That's where I found the Dreadlich waiting.
So, you're the one who destroyed my dread scuttler. Do you have any idea how hard those are to summon? I'll make you pay for this, you wretched little ice WITHERSTORM.
Talk is cheap, Dreadlich. Let's duke it out. But it didn't take me long to regret being so gung-ho. The Dreadlich was way tougher than I thought. He tanked my attacks and returned with some magical attacks of his own. My only option was to run away and survive to fight another day. I met with Kitty again and told her the bad news.
Don't beat yourself up, Zozo. You tried your best, and you did an amazing job getting rid of the Dread Scuttler.
And I'm gonna take care of the Dreadlich too, but I need to get stronger first. Why don't you come and stay at my base in the frozen lakes? It'll probably be safer there.
That's a very generous offer, Zozo, and I think I'll take you up on it.
From day 11 to day 12, I returned to my base with Kitty and quickly set about building a new room in my base for her to stay. I made sure it was the kind of room that'd be really cozy for a cute little kitty. What do you think, Kitty?
I think you did an amazing job, Zozo. So amazing, in fact, that I made a few base upgrades of my own to repay you.
And Kitty certainly had made some awesome upgrades. She created a sheep farm full of, yep, you guessed it, sheep. She'd also created a furnace and a storage room. Are you implying I should go and forge myself some new weapons, Kitty?
Nothing gets past you, Zozo.
I searched until I found a decent cavern for mining, and searched until I found a healthy vein of iron ore. I dug up the ore and took it back to my base with me. There, I used the furnace Kitty built to smelt my ore into iron ingots. And with those and some sticks, I made myself an iron pickaxe and an iron sword. Now I'm stronger than ever before. That's what I'm talking about. From day 13 to day 15, I spoke to the Cyclops again, asking if he had any advice on how to get strong enough to defeat Ivan the Ice Dragon.
Well, what have you fought so far?
I've fought a lot of things.
Fought and beat, I mean.
Oh, a dirt scorpion and a dread scuttler.
You're gonna need to fight stronger things than big bugs if you want to really level up, Zozo. Go back to the Alps and find something worth defeating there. Only true challenge will help you grow your skills.
Great advice, Cyclops. Following his advice, I went back to the Alps. Even making my way up there was exhausting. This was going to be more challenging than I thought.
Hey, if it isn't the big, goofy, apple-eating baby. I knew I'd find you eventually, and now you're doomed.
It was the same Dread Thrall who'd hassled me earlier, but this time I wasn't going to talk to him. I was going to fight him, and I was going to win. With a combination of ice blasts and lethal strikes from my iron sword, the Dread Thrall was vanquished, and I picked up a healing potion he dropped. Once I'd swigged it down, I started to transform. I got bigger, stronger. I had 60 hearts and a new ability, shooting with a Wither Skull. Half ice, half Witherstorm. My power is really coming along. From day 16 to day 19, I went from the mountains of the Alps to the even higher frozen peaks. If getting challenged makes you tougher, I'm gonna be as tough as one of these mountains soon. During my journey, I happened upon a book laying on the ground. Its title read, Dread Thrall's Diary. Well, this seems like essential reading. There was a section that read, Ivan's been such a drag since that ICE WITHERSTORM turned up. He's so paranoid and stuck in his own head. He started staying in that base in the eroded Badlands. What kind of ice dragon hangs out in the Badlands? It's way too hot there. He's staying in the eroded Badlands? That's really useful information. I looked up and saw another Dread Thrall standing a few feet from me.
Hey, that's my diary, you jerk! Oh!
Before he said another word, I blasted the Dread Thrall with a powerful Wither Skull, and he was no more. From day 20 to day 22, while heading back from the frozen peaks, I wiped out a small but vicious gang of coyotes. It feels good to be so powerful. I think I've earned myself a treat. I returned to my favorite mining cavern and collected a few extra chunks of iron ore. Then, I returned to my base and used the furnace to smelt them into iron ingots. From that, I built myself an iron chestplate and equipped it. You probably can't see it in all my Witherstorm swirls, but it feels good to know it's there. With my new power and new armor, I felt the confidence to go back and settle an old score. I returned to the Alps, where I saw the Dreadlich waiting.
Ready for me to hand you your Ice WITHERSTORM Heiny, eh, Zozo?
I'd like to see you try, Dreadlich. This time, it was a much more even fight. With my Wither Skulls and Ice Blasts, this time I put him down for good.
Kitty is gonna be so pleased when I tell her. Suddenly, a chill went down my already chilly Ice WITHERSTORM spine. I heard the great flapping of wings in the sky above and saw Ivan the ice dragon coming towards me.
Oh, there you are, you little plagiarist! You lazy copycat! I'm gonna be the only ice being out here!
As strong as I'd gotten, I still wasn't tough enough to take on Ivan yet. I did the only thing I could and ran. From day 23 to day 26, I made it safely back to my base and rushed to tell Kitty the good news. Hey Kitty, remember that dreadlet you were having trouble with?
You mean the one you were having trouble with, Zozo?
Well, those troubles are over. I defeated him.
Perfect! Nicely done, Zozo!
I didn't want to rest on my victory for too long. After all, I had only just narrowly escaped from Ivan. I still needed to get much stronger if I was going to take him down for good. I decided to venture back to the mines and have another shot at gathering up some more iron ore. Luckily for me, there was plenty to be found in another vein underground, and I hacked away with my pickaxe. Once I had gathered up enough ore, I smelted it into some shiny new iron ingots. I had plenty to smith myself an iron helmet and sturdy pair of iron boots to match my chest piece. Now, I was fully protected.
Zozo, come have a look!
What's new, kitty cat? Whoa! Kitty had been working on an upgrade to my base as a way of saying thank you for helping her out. She'd built a brand new perimeter wall to keep danger at bay. Now I wasn't the only one with added protection. My base and my friends were too. From day 27 to day 31, I headed back to the frozen peaks. Now that a few of the dread thralls and that pesky dread lich were taken care of, it was a bit safer for me to explore the area. Although, I had my guard up when I spotted a mighty behemoth. But was he a friend or foe?
Relax, little Ice WITHERSTORM. Take a chill pill.
Sorry, I can't be too careful with Ivan and his dread horde around.
Oh, that buzzkill. Yeah, I can imagine he would have given an icicle like you a really icy reception.
Are you gonna keep making jokes like that all day?
Sorry, man. I'm just feeling pretty good since you took out all those dread thralls. It's made things around here way cooler. But you know there's still plenty of Ivan's minions around, right?
You're right, and it's not safe for you here, Behemoth. Head back to my base with me.
Sweet! You're a pretty chilled guy, Zozo.
I made my way back to the base with the behemoth. Once we had returned, I was able to grab some wool from the flock of sheep in the pen and use that wool to make some nice decorative banners that really livened the place up. Once the decorating work was done, the Cyclops ran over in a panic.
Zozo, come quickly. I need your help. There is another challenge that might help build your strengths.
Then lead the way. From day 32 to day 35, my Cyclops friend and mentor took me towards the frozen lakes, where we came across a sight that even made my Ice WITHERSTORM self shiver. A swarm of Ivan the Ice Dragon's dread thralls were chasing after Dodo the Hippogriff.
Zozo, help! It's Ivan. He's found me. He's on to us.
I leapt into battle, swinging my iron sword to chop down some of the dread thralls. I let off an ice blast, then another attack, my wither skull blast. I was desperately trying to clear a path to reach the Dodo Hippogriff, but there were just too many dread thralls in the way. No! The dread thralls destroyed the Dodo Hippogriff. I slashed my sword at them, taking down each and every one of them, until not a single thrall was left standing. But I was still too late. From day 36 to day 39, I decided to wander off on my own for a little while. I needed to clear my head and be alone with my thoughts. I hadn't known the Dodo Hippogriff all that long, but I was still sad I couldn't save him. He'd had a lot of faith in me being able to take on Ivan, so I figured maybe my sadness was a reminder that I couldn't take his wisdom for granted. I had to make sure I lived up to the Dodo Hippogriff's expectations. On my travels, I encountered a cactoid in the Alps.
Oh, my. Will you please help me? I'm being pursued by a beastly creature.
Sure thing. Just point me at the nasty critter, and it's as good as gone. The cactoid led me to the creature that had been coming after him, a horrible hellhound. I grabbed my sword and readied for a fight. After all, the Dodo Hippogriff had told me the path to victory was getting stronger, and any battle was a chance to improve. I took down the hellhound with little effort and went back to the cactoid to tell him the good news.
Oh my, thank you, kind, chilly stranger. I've seen Ivan's minions on the move more and more lately. His ego must have been pricked something fierce.
Yeah, that dragon really is vain. He took out one of my friends just to get at me.
Well, he wants to be the only ice creature around. I imagine he feels threatened by you. Take it from a guy covered in spines. Some people only act tough on the outside to protect themselves on the inside.
From day 40 to day 43, I decided it was time to rejoin my friends back at the base. The Cyclops and I had parted briefly after we lost the Dodo Hippogriff, but I thought about what he'd said before. Only with our powers combined could we take down Ivan.
Hey there, Zozo! Glad to see you're back. Don't worry, I've been keeping an eye out while you were gone.
Thanks, Cyclops. Say, this place looks a little different.
Well, I wasn't gonna just sit around on my hands. Have a look around.
The Cyclops had worked really hard at making the base more homely, just the thing I needed to lift my spirits after losing the Dodo Hippogriff. He'd built plenty of new bookshelves and even a few comfy couches. You know, Cyclops, it's not like we can sit on more than one of these couches at a time.
About that, Zozo, I was wondering if I could invite some guests. There are more Cyclopses like me who have had it up to their eye with Ivan. Would you mind if they came to stay?
Not at all. The more, the merrier. After the other Cyclopses came in and found their places, the Behemoth came over to talk to me.
Say, Zozo, when you've got a moment, I also have a favor to ask you.
From day 44 to day 49, I set off from my base to carry out a quest that my friend the Behemoth had given me. He said that there was a silver lobo hiding somewhere in the frozen peaks, and that he had some useful info that would help me taking down Ivan, if I could take him down, that is. But while I was beginning my search, I heard the flap of 2 icy wings and had to leap out of the way as Ivan arrived, swooping in for an ambush.
There you are. I thought you would have given up after my dread thralls killed your poor friend, the Dodo Hippogriff. You know, he'd still be alive if you had just turned yourself over and let me destroy you, little Witherstorm.
What's your problem, Ivan? You're really going out of your way to try and stop me from getting stronger. Seems like you might be a little insecure.
You're a pest, nothing more than a chilly breeze. I'm an ice dragon. I should be the master of the freezing cold. I'll unleash a whole new ice age on this world, an endless deep freeze. But as long as you're around, you're in my way. So let's see if we can't fix that little problem.
Suddenly, a monstrous reaver burst out of nowhere and came charging towards me. Ivan had already flapped away, leaving his minion to take me on. This creature might be my toughest fight yet. From day 50 to day 53, I got to fighting the Reaver. This thing was one of the most powerful mobs I'd ever seen. It was all brute strength and rage. I deflected its blows with my iron sword, the occasional hit knocking into my armor and causing me a little damage. I'd need to keep my cool if I was going to defeat this monster. Wait, that's it! I blasted the Reaver with my Ice Blast. While the icy attack didn't freeze it completely, it did slow down the beast's attacks. I could dodge out of the way of its fist a lot easier now and got around behind it to deliver the final strike with my sword. The Reaver fell. I had not only survived, but I'd beaten the creature too. But my trusty iron sword was looking a little worse for wear now. Although, much to my surprise, the Reaver dropped something that could come in real handy later on, some mystical diamonds. I'll stash these in my inventory for now, but they could make me a great replacement for my sword. As soon as I touched them, I was granted a magical vision by the mystical diamonds. They showed me a little dragon, just newly hatched. It was Ivan, as a baby. He was scared and all alone, left abandoned on the top of a frozen peak. So that's why he was such a bully. He'd felt so helpless, and now he wanted to be the strongest around to avoid that feeling, even if it meant being mean to others. From day 54 to day 57, I continued my search through the frozen peaks until I finally came upon the creature I'd been searching for, the Silver Lobo. This thing was nasty. I didn't even have a chance to negotiate or come up with a peaceful solution. It just lunged straight for me. Lucky for me, I had already tangled with a Reaver and survived, not to mention all the Dread Thralls I'd taken down. So with a few blasts of Wither Skulls, the battle was over as quick as it began. And then, I saw the thing that was so handy that the Behemoth had sent me here in the first place. The Silver Lobo dropped a map. It had been tasked with guarding a location that obviously Ivan didn't want me getting to, so I grabbed the map and made the trek back to my base. I needed to speak with the Behemoth.
Hey there, Zozo. It sure is cool to see you back in one piece.
Say, Behemoth, why send me after this map?
Well, I figured you should go to where it leads and find out for yourself.
Will I find out why Ivan wants to stop me from getting stronger?
Oh, I can tell you that. He doesn't like being the weak one, and you intimidate him. An ice dragon like him can harness the frost and the freeze, but you're cooler than cool. You're ice cold. Ice withers are made of pure frozen magic. He only wants to hold you back because he knows you could outmatch him.
From day 58 to day 62, I decided to do some more work on my base now that I was back for a while. I upgraded our sheep pen, making it more spacious for the flock so they could roam around a bit easier. Then, I took a look at the map I had gotten from the Silver Lobo and started to follow it to see what all the fuss was about. It only led to a mine filled with diamonds! No wonder Ivan didn't want me finding out about this place. I got to work mining as many diamonds as I could carry and raced back to my base so I could turn them into useful items. Before long, I had a brand new diamond sword to replace my worn out old iron one, along with a new diamond pickaxe to make mining a breeze. Then, just as I was finished, my Cyclops friend came up to talk to me.
Zozo, I noticed some of my fellow Cyclopses were a little bit chilly, so I made a brand new fireplace with them. Hope that's okay.
Sure, even though the cold never bothered me anyway, I'm glad you guys can keep warm. The Cyclops and his new pals had even built a whole new comfy living area for everyone to show their appreciation for being allowed to stay in the base. I had to admit, I was pretty impressed with what they'd done with the place. From day 63 to day 66, I decided to ask around my base for some advice. I knew I still wasn't tough enough to go head-to-head with Ivan yet, but I had to do something to get back at him. And besides, the Dodo Hippogriff had made me realize that teamwork was the best way to putting a stop to Ivan's plans. Eventually, the best advice came from Kitty.
You know from that Dreadthrall's diary that Ivan has a base in the eroded Badlands, right? Well, why not go and scout the place out? You don't have to go in or try and face him. Just take a look from the outside to see what it looks like and how to get there.
Good idea! A recon mission! Thanks, Kitty!
No problem, Zozo.
I made my way to the eroded Badlands, making sure I kept to the shade as often as I could, since the Badlands were so much hotter than the frozen lakes. Even though ice witherstorms like me were pure enchanted ice, I didn't want to run the risk of melting. I was able to get a good look at Ivan's base. It was well guarded by plenty of his minions. The place was crawling with Dreadthralls. Getting inside was going to be tricky unless I got a lot stronger. Suddenly, I caught the sound of someone sneaking up on me. It was a siren. Oh no, I thought. One of Ivan's perimeter guards had found me. But to my surprise, she wasn't with Ivan at all.
You're an Ice Witherstorm. Then the rumors were true. Come with me. There is something I need your assistance with.
From day 67 to day 70, I followed the siren as she explained what the problem was.
One of Ivan's dread beasts drove me out of my home not far from here. It's an incredibly territorial creature, and I can't convince it to leave. I need someone to, well, not to be indelicate, but someone that can remove it.
No problem, Miss Siren. I'll handle it. Sure enough, there in a clearing sat the vicious Dread Beast. It immediately sensed the presence of an ice witherstorm in its territory, and I got ready for a fight. After all, I'd been looking for a chance to test out my new diamond sword. The snarling Dread Beast was quick, but only a little bit harder to defeat than one of the Dreadthralls. I swung my sword at the monster, and it fell, bested in combat, and now the Siren's home was free from the nasty intruder.
Oh, thank you, Zozo. I wish I could offer you more than just my gratitude, but know that should you ever need a helping hand, I will come to your aid.
Wow, thanks, Miss Siren. From day 71 to day 74, I ventured out across the eroded Badlands, trying to get a better feel for the area and see if I could come across any hidden passageways or other areas that could offer me some secret way into Ivan's lair. I just needed to find something to give myself an advantage, and if I could get a drop on that egotistical ice dragon, maybe that would help me defeat him. I didn't find much in the way of secret tunnels, although I did pass a strange rock formation. When I looked at it from a certain angle, it almost seemed to spell out a word. If you're enjoying this video and want to see more, then find our other ones by searching ZO or clicking the channel icon below. Suddenly, I heard a familiar flapping of some fearsome wings. Ivan! I must have wandered close enough to his base for one of his Dreadthralls to spot me.
You never should have come here, Zozo. I'll teach you to trespass.
Ivan fired his icy attacks at me. Under the sun of the Badlands, he was weakened. Either that, or because I was stronger now, I could take more of what he could dish out. Feeling confident, I swiped my diamond sword at him as he swooped down low, but it wasn't enough to cause any lasting damage. I still wasn't strong enough, so I dodged out of the path of Ivan's next ice blast and took cover until he flew off, frustrated he couldn't find me. He wasn't the only one feeling frustrated though. From day 75 to day 78, I headed back to base and went to sit quietly in my room. I was annoyed that I still couldn't beat Ivan in a fight. I knew all about him now, how he had become the meanest, toughest around, so nobody else could harm him, but he still needed taking down. And if I couldn't even manage to do that, then no one else had any hope of stopping him. I wasn't strong enough, and that made me feel like I'd let down the poor dodo hippogriff.
Hey, Zozo, don't feel so disheartened. Come and check out the base. We've made some improvements that are pretty... they're good.
It's okay, Behemoth. You can make a nice joke.
They're pretty cool. That's what they are. Here, I'll show you.
The Behemoth showed me around the base, eager for me to see the new battlements he and the others had been working hard to install. There was now a brand new watchtower, offering a great vantage point to spot Ivan, or any of his minions coming if they ever tried to attack our base. I had to admit, even in my low mood, it helped to lift my spirits a little, but not as much as what came next.
Zozo, my Cyclops brethren and I have been talking, and I've been thinking about what the Dodo Hippogriff said to you about combining our powers. This battle axe is a sacred item to us, and, well, we think you should have it.
I was honored. I took hold of the Cyclops battle axe and hoisted it high. I could feel its magic coursing through me as I suddenly grew larger. It granted me 100 hearts and even passed on some ancient wisdom to me, how to perform a special attack called a whirlwind attack. From day 79 to day 84, I was feeling pumped for a rematch with Ivan the Ice Dragon, so I made my way back toward the Badlands to take him on with my increased strength and the Cyclops power at my side. Much to my disappointment, Ivan was nowhere to be seen, probably hiding back in the safety of his base. I did come across a fire ogre though. This was one mob I really didn't want to let get the better of me. His burning blasts of flame could have melted me. But luckily, a huge gust of wind from my whirlwind attack and some ice blasts for good measure quickly snuffed out the fire ogre for good. But before I could celebrate, I got quite the fright when a ghost appeared behind me. Hey, don't sneak up on me like that.
My apologies. I've been wandering these Badlands for longer than I could remember, just looking for where I fell in my last life.
Well, I'm sure I could help you look. The ghost and I searched around for a while, and he seemed to be pretty grateful just to have someone to talk to after being on his own for so long. After a little digging, we came across a shiny diamond helmet.
You found my helmet. This must have been where my body was. Thank you, Zozo. Now I can rest. Here, take my helmet. I'd rather it went to someone worthy like you.
This was perfect. Some added protection from attacks would give me an edge against Ivan. From day 85 to day 89, I headed back to my base, only to find a terrifying sight waiting for me, Dread Thralls! They were attacking my base. I jumped into action and drew my sword. I let out a blast of my whirlwind attack, sending Dread Thralls toppling over and flinging them into the air. I cut down two with my diamond sword, then froze another with an ice blast. A heavy strike with my sword, and he was gone.
Ah, jeez. They promised that ICE WITHERSTORM was just a big, goofy, apple-eating baby. That's no baby. Let's get the heck out of here.
With that, the remaining Dread Thralls ran off, and I rushed after them. I had to make sure they didn't make it back to Ivan. If they led him to where my base was located, he could destroy all of my friends. I wasn't about to let that happen. I chased the Dread Thralls across the frozen lakes until they were pretty far from my base. I almost lost track of them, but thankfully, I passed a pink pixie who pointed me in their direction.
Hurry, Zozo! Those horrid brutes are tearing through the lakes, causing chaos! Please, give them what for?
From day 90 to day 94, I caught up with the Dread Thralls. They'd ran all the way back to the eroded Badlands. If I didn't act quickly, they'd reveal the location of my friends to Ivan, then he'd attack. They were approaching Ivan's base when suddenly the Thralls stopped. A hideous creature came out to meet them. It was a Gorgon.
What news for Master Ivan?
We found where the big goofy apple-eating baby was hiding, but he wasn't no goofy apple-eating baby. He's a powerful ICE WITHERSTORM.
Silence! Lower your voice. Don't let our master hear. I will break the news to him. First, tell me where I can find this troublesome Ice WITHERSTORM.
After the Dread Thralls left, I ran in to take on the Gorgon alone. I'm right here. The Gorgon gave an angry hiss as I jumped out from my hiding spot and cut down one of the thralls. I took them out much easier than when I'd first started out, but getting rid of them was only the beginning. The Gorgon attacked. I had to use all the attacks I had learned to fend him off. This was by far my toughest fight yet. From day 95 to day 97, I continued trading blows with the Gorgon. I thought of the Dodo Hippogriff and his wise guidance, and of the Behemoth, Kitty, and the Cyclopses, and all they had done for me. I couldn't let them down.
An icicle like you can't best me. Out here in the Badlands is where a serpent like me can thrive.
Yeah? Well, if you're anything like your boss, then you're just talking a big game to hide how uncertain you are. And I never met a snake I could trust. A snake, that was it! A cold-blooded reptile. That's why the Gorgon lived out here where it was warm. If I used my frosty powers, I could make him drowsy, slow him down. So that's what I did, firing off as many ice blasts as I could, despite the scorching sunlight. It was working. The Gorgon's attacks got slower, easier to dodge, and I could slash the frozen parts of his body to chip away at his health. Soon, he had been defeated. I'd done it! I'd taken down Ivan's top henchman. The Gorgon even dropped a key that would get me into Ivan's base.
Wait, don't you want to know what happened to the others?
Others? The other Ice WITHERSTORMs?
Yes, how my master destroyed them all.
With his dying breath, the Gorgon told me that Ivan, after being abandoned on a frosty peak, devoted himself to being the coldest creature around. He had hunted down other ice withers to absorb their freezing powers and make himself stronger. That was why he had been trying to get to me this whole time. I had to stop him, but I'd need to gear up before the final fight. On day 98, I made my way back to my base, hoping to prepare myself for my final showdown against Ivan. It had all been building to this, and I hoped I was ready. First, I spoke to Behemoth.
Don't worry, Zozo. I'm sure you've got what it takes to take down Ivan. You're the coolest customer I know.
Thanks for that, Behemoth. Then, Kitty.
Zozo, take care! Remember to lick your wounds, and don't fight if you've got a hairball. Trust me on that one.
I'll take your word for it, Kitty. And finally, the Cyclops.
Listen, Zozo, I can't thank you enough for giving me and my Cyclops friends a home. I think the Dodo Hippogriff would be proud of how far you've come. We combined our powers, and it made you the powerful Ice WITHERSTORM you are.
I just hope that I'm ready to take on Ivan.
None of us are ever ready for challenges, Zozo. We just have to tell ourselves we are, and remember what challenges are for.
There to make us stronger. On day 99, I made my way back toward the lair of Ivan the Ice Dragon, passing the Alps on my journey towards the eroded Badlands. When I finally reached my destination, it seemed Ivan hadn't taken the fall of his Gorgon too well. The place was crawling with dread thralls. I knew I could handle a group of them, but this was way more than I had ever seen. What I could really do with is getting help getting past these dread thralls.
But of course, you only had to ask, Zozo.
Miss Siren!
My siren song can distract these thralls for a time. That should help you deal with them. You go in there and take on Ivan once and for all.
On day 100, I made my way into the heart of Ivan's lair and came face to face with the frozen dragon himself.
So, you've come to get melted, like all the other Ice WITHERSTORMs.
No way, Ivan. I'm here to stop you. I understand why you feel the need to be so tough, but it doesn't excuse hurting people.
I am tough. Why do you think that me, an ice dragon, would make my home here in the eroded Badlands? Because I'm strong enough, cold enough to withstand the heat.
Let's see about that. We clashed. The fight was on. Ivan was much bigger than me and could fly, so he already had a few advantages I didn't. But I had plenty of my own. I was smaller, faster, and far stronger than when we had last fought. Like before, I kept trying to take some swings of my diamond sword whenever Ivan swooped down low and came in for an attack. This was working for a bit, but Ivan quickly realized what I was doing and began to stay, hovering in the air to evade my sword strikes. Flapping his wings to stay above me, he launched icy blasts my way, and I had to dodge as quick as I could. But that gave me an idea. too can play that game, Ivan. I've got the power of ice, and the Cyclops is on my side. Moving quickly, I used my ice blasts. Then I stayed out of reach and fired some wither skulls his way. It worked. One more swipe of my diamond sword would finish it. Hey, Ivan, you really need to chill out. Boom! Ivan the Ice Dragon was defeated. On day 1, I spawned into the Dover Mountains as a courageous firefighter. Well, a baby firefighter anyway. It looks like I've got a long way to go when it comes to developing all my firefighting skills, but I didn't have time to practice at a leisurely pace. A huge hulking fire ogre jumped down right in front of me.
There you are, little firefighter. I thought I burned every last one of you, but it seems I missed one. I've got to be losing my touch.
Wait, who are you?
Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Larson the Fire Ogre. I'm called Larson because it rhymes with arson. And I just want to watch the whole world burn.
You'll never burn the world, Larson. Not if I have anything to say about it.
But you won't have anything to say, kid, because you're just gonna be a sad little pile of ash.
Before I could think up a witty comeback, Larson blasted me with a fireball. Lucky for me, my fire-resistant coat deflected the worst of it, but it wouldn't do that twice. I just had to run. I need to figure out a way to stop that diabolical fire ogre, or the whole overworld is gonna burn. On day 2, I continued fleeing through the Dover Mountains. I could smell smoke in the air, and that certainly didn't make me feel good. 10 hearts. Uh-oh, that's not much. I need to stay safe, or I'll never be strong enough to stop Larson from setting everything on fire. But I needed to get some food first, because my hunger bar was dangerously low. Lucky for me, I found some apples lying around on the ground, and decided to eat them as a quick snack.
Ha! You walked right into my trap.
A huge red manticore leaped out of the trees, ready to battle.
I'm a friend of Larson's. He sends his regards. You know, kid, you've got no future. Either I get you or Larson will. Either way, your fate is in our hands.
The red manticore didn't seem like a nice guy, so instead of sitting around for his lecture, I turned and ran for the hills, or rather the mountains. I guess running is a valuable exercise for a firefighter, but it didn't take long for me to tire myself out and collapse on the ground. It was totally humiliating. But I felt a sudden burst of energy when I saw a huge blue ogre looming over me. Oh no!
Please be not afraid. I assume you probably met my brother Larson. He's a bad guy, and I'm not like him. I'm Brian the Blue Ogre, and as my blue color suggests, I'm pretty chill.
I got back up, feeling immense relief. Phew, it's really nice to meet someone else who doesn't want the world to burn down.
And I'm not the only one either. Welcome to the Resistance, little firefighter. Come with me.
On day 3, Brian the Blue Ogre led me across the Dover Mountains, soon reaching a large and roaring fire.
This is a controlled fire, by the way, so there's no need to fight it.
Fair enough, that makes sense. I walked ahead to the fire and saw an old calico kitty warming herself.
Ah, a firefighter. It's been a long time.
What do you mean? You met a firefighter once before?
Oh, yes. One of them saved my life years ago. I was stuck in a tree, and it was a firefighter who came and saved me. I owed my life to him after that, and took care of him in his twilight years. He passed down his precious fireman's axe to me, and I swore I'd one day give it to another firefighter to carry on his legacy of doing brave and heroic acts.
I'd be honored to accept his fire axe.
Then take it, and a stone pickaxe, and go make yourself a new fire station. You alone will be able to put out the fires and keep this land safe.
He gave me the stone pickaxe and the stone fire axe. Inspired by the tale that Calico Kitty had told me, I took them and left to go back to Brian the Blue Ogre to begin my quest in earnest. From day 4 to day 5, Brian the Blue Ogre and I went out and discovered the perfect place in the Dover Mountains to set up a base.
What kind of base will we create, Zozo?
A fire station, of course. We need to get out there and put out fires anytime we can, at any hour of the day or night.
That sounds exhausting and extremely stressful, but it also sounds like the right thing to do.
I started cutting down trees with my axe to collect wood and mining up stone. With all that, I started building the most basic parts of my new fire station base, the barracks, where Brian and I could sleep at night. When the base was done, Brian came over to me with a gift.
Zozo,
I got you another valuable item for your firefighting quests. It's a bucket. You can fill it up with water and use it to put out fires.
That's perfect, Brian. It seems like I've got a really cool firefighting loadout. But fires wouldn't be the only threat that I'd need to face. A gaggle of nasty rats came skittering out of the forest, and I needed to put my fire axe to lethal use in order to defeat them. Wow, I'm pretty good with this thing. Wait, what's happening to me? The XP I'd gained from defeating the hell rats was enough for me to level up. I got bigger, stronger, had 30 hearts, and a new power, a fire hose. I'm like a real firefighter now. From day 6 to day 8, I smelled some smoke in the ebony woods and ran there immediately to put out some fires that were raging amongst the trees. I'm putting out fires everywhere. I hope I can continue to get to places on time, or there could be a real disaster. Speaking of disasters, I soon came face to face with a terrifying gang of undead scorpions. Could they be the ones who caused the fire? I better ask them a few questions. Get it? Axe? Yeah, nobody has a sense of humor around here. With the fireman's axe I'd inherited from the firefighter of old, I took out each one of the undead scorpions. The axe wasn't as fast as a sword, but what it didn't have in speed, it made up for in power. Soon enough, I defeated the entire gang of undead scorpions. With the area cleared, a new presence stepped out from behind the trees. It was a darkness ostrich.
That was impressive work, stranger. You seem like you can handle yourself in another.
I'm a firefighter, not just a fighter. Why would I fight your fights for you?
Because I'm fast. If you and I work together, I can be your advanced warning system for fires across the overworld.
Well, that's actually a really good point. Lead the way. From day 9 to day 10, I followed the mysterious darkness ostrich to a clearing in the ebony woods, where I saw an even more ominous ostrich in the distance.
That's my brother, the Hell Ostrich. He was once a good ostrich, but he gave in to the temptation of evil. Now he's barely a shadow of what he used to be. He needs to be destroyed for his own good.
Wow, there are a lot of warring brothers out there. Guess I'll do what I can. I ran in and tried to battle the Hell Ostrich with my fire hose and axe, but it was so incredibly fast, it unleashed a devastating attack on me before I even got a chance to take it down.
I have demon energies, firefighter. There's no way you're ever gonna defeat me like that.
And as much as I hated to admit it, he was right. I ran back to the Darkness Ostrich, feeling ashamed. Looks like I still have some training to do before I can mercy defeat your evil brother, Darkness Ostrich. Why don't you come crash at my base in the meantime?
It can't hurt. It does get lonely out here in the Ebony Forest, after all.
From day 11 to day 12, I returned to the fire station and constructed some lodging for the Darkness Ostrich. I made sure to make the ostrich's room have a dark-like vibe to suit its nature. I went to tell the Darkness Ostrich that I'd finished his lodging and was surprised to see that the station had expanded while I hadn't been watching.
Would you like to see the new storage room?
I'd better make sure all of this is up to the latest fire code and guidelines, so lead the way. The Darkness Ostrich took me inside the storage room, which is an ideal place for storing all our firefighting equipment. He also showed me a furnace, which was in perfect condition for heating the station without being a fire hazard in itself. After looking over both of these additions to the base and approving of them, I listened to the Darkness Ostrich tell me a bit more about the evil that we'd be fighting, aside from just fire.
My brother, the Hell Ostrich, turned evil right around the same time as Lawson, the Fire Ogre, started the rampage. I don't know if it's related, but brothers shouldn't have to fight brothers. That's why I wanted you to deal with him.
Get that, I really do. But I'm a firefighter, not a brother fighter. I can't tell you why family doesn't always get along. Afterwards, I decided to make myself a stronger fire axe for the battles ahead, so I went to gather some iron ore from the mines. I then smelted the iron and made an iron axe and iron pickaxe as well to make it easier to dig for the materials. The next step in making the fire station into a sustainable base was building a farm for sheep and herding some sheep into it. You never know when you need some wool, even if it can be highly flammable. From day 13 to day 15, Brian the Blue Ogre came into the fire station to offer me some of his chill wisdom.
You've built this fire station into something quite admirable. The battle against my brother Larson, the Fire Ogre, will be arduous and ongoing, so remember to maintain your cool.
The Fire Ogre's blazes are some of the most dangerous I've ever seen. How do you suggest I train to withstand those scorching attacks?
You should focus on your health and durability. Surviving the flames is the first step to overcoming them. Go to the Ebony Woods and find your strength.
Following Brian's advice, I went on a walk through the Ebony Woods, admiring the gorgeous view of the trees. That view was interrupted by the sudden appearance of a red manticore, no doubt sent here by Larson the Fire Ogre to start some kind of brush fire.
Nice trees! It would be a shame if someone burned them down.
Stop right there, red manticore. I'm going to prevent this forest fire before it happens. I drew my iron fire axe and struck the manticore with a heavy blow. The manticore bit back, but I stood my ground and continued to hack away until the manticore was defeated. My victory was rewarded with a rare health potion drop. I drank it down and felt my strength rising to a new level. I now had an incredible total of 60 hearts, and I could smash through solid walls. From day 16 to day 19, I found myself in another beautiful forest, the Flower Forest. The great outdoors sure was grand, but these biomes were the most at risk when it came to fire. I stayed vigilant in case Larson the Fire Ogre or another one of his evil red manticore minions was planning to cause trouble. Further into the woods, I happened to find a book of information lying on the ground. Flammable objects shouldn't be left on the ground, so I picked up the book and gave it a read. There are many paths to becoming strong in the overworld, and one of them is the path of demons. By embracing the evil instincts in their heart, a creature can learn to destroy any obstacle or enemy. But because balance is a natural part of the overworld, those who choose the path of demons are opposed by the rescue warriors, who follow a path of protection. I pondered the words on the page for a while, thinking of Larson the Fire Ogre as well as the Hell Ostrich. Both of them seem to have chosen this path of demons.
We follow the path of demons too, and we'll use our evil energy to destroy you, fireman!
I looked from the book to see I was surrounded by red manticores. They had ambushed me, but I wouldn't let them win so easily. I wasted no time drawing my iron axe and chopping them down. From day 20 to day 22, I gathered more iron from the mines and smelted the iron ore into iron ingots. I then used the ingots to craft my first piece of iron armor, an iron chest plate. With this extra bit of protection, I felt strong enough to face the Hell Ostrich of the Black Forest. We'll settle this family score for the Darkness Ostrich. That should put me on the right path. I arrived at the part of the Black Forest where the Hell Ostrich resided and found him immediately.
Ready to be destroyed again? I'll happily walk all over you until you learn your lesson.
The only one who is learning a lesson today is you, Hell Ostrich. You followed the path of demons, but it ends here. I used my iron axe to carve out my own path to victory. The Hell Ostrich's attack speed was much greater than my own, but thanks to my armor and higher health, I endured his attacks and used my slow but powerful hits to take him out. The Hell Ostrich burst into flames upon being defeated. I saw a flashback in the raging fire. The flashback showed the Hell Ostrich and several others gathered in a place with magical mushrooms. The most intimidating among them was Larson the Fire Ogre.
Today begins our pact to follow the path of demons. We will gain the powers of destruction and burn the overworld together.
To my great surprise, I saw my twin brother amongst the gathered creatures. What was he doing there? From day 23 to day 26, I went back to the fire station and told the Darkness Ostrich about my successful battle with the Hell Ostrich. It was a tough fight, but I did what needed to be done.
You are truly one firefighter, Zozo. There needs to be someone like you to fight the evil of this world.
I know that now more than ever. There's more creatures who are following the path of demons, including Larson, and none of them will rest until the overworld is burned to the ground. With my new determination to fight fire soaring to new heights, I descended into the mines and dug up some more iron ore. To complement my iron chestplate, I used my next few ingots to make an iron helmet and iron boots. It's not exactly fireproof, but it will keep me from getting hurt by most conventional attacks. Back above ground, I reunited with the Darkness Ostrich, who had just finished building a massive wall around the whole fire station. This is a really nice wall. I'm surprised you completed it so quickly. I wasn't gone that long.
I'm not just speedy when I'm running. I build things fast too.
From day 27 to day 31, I was walking through the Flower Forest to make sure that it was still safe from the hostile mobs. Instead of any red manticores, I saw a white lioness. That must be a good sign.
You're the firefighter that protected our forest from the red manticores. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome, White Lioness. A firefighter must always be ready to protect the overworld.
If you don't mind, I'd like to spend some time at your fire station, just to make sure we're all in good hands.
Sure, the fire station is open to the public, so you can stay as long as you want. I took the white lioness back to the base and built a room for her to stay. Our fire station family was growing larger, so I decided to spruce up the base a bit. From the sheep farm, I was able to gather a bunch of sheep's wool, which I used to create decorative banners to put around the base. Remember to keep these banners away from open flames, everyone! Afterwards, I ran into Brian, the blue ogre, who despite his usual chill attitude, seemed concerned.
There's a fire in the nearby mountains. It's probably Larson. Now is the time to act.
If even you are worried, that's enough reason for me! From day 32 to day 35, the blue ogre and I hurried to the source of the fire and saw that the area was swarmed with red manticores. This is bad! Those red manticores must have set everything ablaze!
Larson is definitely behind this, but I don't see him.
I fought my way through the flames with my iron axe and saw the calico kitty from before, the same one who gave me my original fire axe. Kitty!
Zozo, help me! Please, rescue me!
Don't worry, Kitty, I'm coming! Just then, another blast of flame lit up the area. The calico kitty was burnt to a crisp before I could do anything about the fire. No, I was too late!
You can't stop the fire, Zozo. It's always been burning since the overworld's been turning.
Enraged by the red manticore's taunts, I charged forward and jumped through each and every one of them. Then, I put out the fires to prevent any further destruction to the environment. From day 36 to day 39, I went on patrol in the Ebony Woods to root out the other minions of Larson the Fire Ogre. Near a pond in the woods, I met a humble old turtle who gave me a friendly greeting and offered me a quest.
Hello there, firefighter! I heard that the overworld has had a lot of trouble with the ones following the path of demons. I know of a giant in these woods that is also using demon energy for evil, so I thought I'd report it.
Thanks, Turtle. I'll get right on that so that the woods can be safe for you again. I wandered deeper into the woods until I came upon a giant. At his size, he was pretty hard to miss. At a glance, I could tell that he had the same wicked vibes as the Hell Ostrich, so I approached with my weapon drawn. The giant tried to attack me, but I defended myself and hacked him down to size. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. I returned to the turtle and told him the good news. As a reward, the turtle gave me some information regarding the ones following the path of demons.
I saw this once before at an earlier point in my long life. Creatures who wanted to cause destruction gathered together and formed a pact. Their demon powers grow stronger the more that they destroy, especially if they destroy good guy rescue warriors like yourself. Just be careful, okay?
From day 40 to day 43, I returned to the fire station to find that the inside of the rooms had bookshelves and couches. This is a good place for books because we can keep them safe. But who added these to the base?
It was me, Brian. I'm inviting another blue ogre friend to the fire station so that we can chill out. He's not related to me and Larson, though.
Wow, I had questions, but I guess you answered them already. And if you want to chill with a friend here at the base, that's chill with me.
Thanks, Zozo. You're a cool friend.
Sometime later, the other blue ogre that Brian was friends with arrived at the fire station. Please, make yourself at home. I left the blue ogres to their hangout and went to repair my axe. When I was finished with fixing up my axe, I was approached by the white lioness who had a new mission for me.
Zozo, I've learned that an evil ghast is in the flower forest. I can't go home until it is defeated.
Was this ghast your sibling or friend by any chance?
No, just a regular evil ghast. Why do you ask?
I was just curious. It seems like everyone has an evil twin these days. From day 44 to day 49, I went to the flower forest for the quest of the white lioness and found that some forest fires had been started. I ran straight into the flames, ready to put them all out. Thank goodness I got here in time before it spreads even more.
You said it, Zozo. Now I can see you burned up at last. Then nothing will stop our destruction.
Larson, you won't be getting away with this. And I'll put this fire out and put you down.
Well, I'd personally enjoy fire blasting you until only ash remains. Somebody else from the path of demons wants to take you on.
Someone else? Who could it be?
You'll find out.
Larson disappeared into the flames and escaped. I tried to follow him, but a terrifying husk blocked my path. There was something kind of familiar about this husk, and it freaked me out.
Hello, brother. It is me. You left me behind.
Wait, no, you're my brother. Why are you working with Larson?
Because I've followed the path of demons, and now I'll destroy you and grow even more powerful.
This is horrible, but I have no choice. I have to fight you, brother. The husk of my brother attacked me, and I countered with my iron fire axe. The fight was difficult, not just because of the damage I was taking, but because my feelings were being hurt too. From day 50 to day 53, I fought on against the husk that was once my brother. My fire axe continued to strike true, but he had health to spare. I, on the other hand, was losing a lot of hearts.
Why are you holding back? We are enemies now, brother. I must destroy you, and you must try to stop me.
I don't want to, and maybe that's why I've been holding back this whole time.
Is this all your great life of becoming a firefighter amounted to? My evil will undo all the good you've done in the world.
If that's how you feel, then I refuse to hold back any longer. Take this! I went all out against the husk and felled my former brother with a few well-placed axe strikes. He disappeared, leaving behind a bunch of diamonds. I remember these diamonds from back when my twin brother and I were kids. I found them inside of an abandoned mine. I told him to keep them when I left to become a firefighter. He held on to them all this time. It's so tragic. I'm sorry, brother, but I will avenge you by defeating Larson, the Fire Ogre! From day 54 to day 57, I found the gas that the White Lioness had mentioned. It screamed at me and attacked at range. I dodged through the blast and approached with my axe. With no hesitation, I cut the gas down in one hit. I returned to base and told the White Lioness that the Flower Forest would now be safe to return to.
Thank you, Zozo.
You're welcome.
Is something bothering you?
I had to defeat my twin brother because he followed the path of demons and became an evil husk. It's left me really conflicted about how much of a hero I really am. I couldn't save him from turning evil.
That's rough, buddy. But you're not the one to blame. It was Larson, the fire ogre, who gathered all those creatures, promising them the powers of destruction. There will always be creatures out there who want to watch the overworld burn. But as long as you protect and rescue those in danger, you're definitely a hero.
That really helped. Thank you, White Lioness. I will keep fighting fires and saving people for as long as I am able. From day 58 to day 62, I went to the mine and discovered a vein of diamonds, which I could use to craft better gear. I traded out my iron pickaxe for a diamond pickaxe right away, but I took some extra time when I was crafting my new fire axe. I used the diamonds that my twin brother had to create a powerful diamond fire axe in his honor. I'll never forget you, brother, even if you did turn into a husk and try to defeat me. I returned from the mines to find that a brand new living area had been built, including a contained fireplace. Brian, the blue ogre, was hanging out near the bookshelves and welcomed me the moment I stepped in. Brian, did you do all of this?
Yep. It took me a while to find the setup for the fireplace that was most safe, but I think you'll be happy with it.
Of course I am, buddy. Thank you! From day 63 to day 66, the Darkness Ostrich came to find me in the mines with some crucial information.
Hey, Zozo! I've run around all across the overworld, and I think I discovered the fungal patch where the creatures following the path of demons made their pact.
Great work, Darkness Ostrich! I knew I could count on you to find out where Larson the Fire Ogre is hiding away.
Well, I don't know for sure that he's there, because I haven't seen him. But if you go there, it's possible that you'll see him.
I decided to give it a shot, heading straight to the mysterious biome known as the Fungal Patch. It certainly resembled the place that I saw in my vision, but like the Darkness Ostrich said, there was no sign of Larson. I heard some movement among the mushrooms and braced for a fight. The source of the sound turned out to be a leatherworker who wasn't in the mood for a fight at all.
I'm not with those Path of Demon guys. I'm just trying to make some supernatural leather to work with.
I guess that does make sense. You are a leatherworker. How can I help? This place is dangerous on your own.
Yeah, I'll show you, firefighter. Follow me.
From day 67 to day 70, I went with the leatherworker to another part of the fungal patch. I soon spotted an Enderman walking around the fungal patch looking for innocent lives to destroy.
That thing has the leather I need, but too afraid to get close. It has the powers of the Path of Demons.
I'll handle it. If that thing made the pact with Larson the Fire Ogre, it's got to be stopped. I attacked the Enderman by surprise and scored the first hit. It attacked me and did a bit of damage, but my diamond fire axe struck true the next time. Even though it had longer limbs, I stayed in close range and hammered away until the towering being fell. It also dropped the leather that the leatherworker was looking for.
Thank you for your help, Zozo. You're the best.
From day 71 to day 74, I spotted some fire in another part of the fungal patch and ventured towards it. That fire would most likely lead me to Larson the Fire Ogre. He was still very strong, but I was ready to try and fight him. Wish me luck, and don't forget to search ZOZO in order to find more of the Zozo videos you love. I reached the spot where the fungal patch fire was burning and saw Larson the Fire Ogre adding to it with more fire blasts. Your path of demons isn't going any further, Larson. I'm fighting your fire with fire fighting.
What do you hope to accomplish, Zozo? I've got flames you can't hope to tame.
He hit me with a fireball that scorched me and did a ton of damage. I struck back with my diamond fire axe. My shock, it barely did any damage. He hit me with another fireball, and I almost lost my footing. I could barely stand, so I turned and ran away from the fungal patch. Our fight would have to happen another day. From day 75 to day 78, I regretted my loss against Larson the Fire Ogre in my room at the fire station. Fighting fires was what I was meant to do, and as long as I couldn't defeat Larson, there would always be uncontrolled fires. I can save myself, but I can't save anyone else. Suddenly, the White Lioness came to see me. I thought you headed home to the flower forest.
I came back as soon as I heard you were doubting yourself. I need to show you something.
I followed the White Lioness to the outside of the base and found that a watchtower had been built next to the fire station.
With this, you'll be able to spot fires all over the overworld. You'll get your chance to face Larson the Fire Ogre again, when you're ready.
Thanks, White Lioness. You always know what to say. I went to hang out in the living room and met with Brian the Blue Ogre, chilling out as usual.
I've come up with a plan for how you can defeat my evil brother, Larson.
Let's hear it.
If you eat this magic golden carrot, you'll have the chilled out powers over ice, as well as a boatload more health.
That just might turn the tide, Brian. Thank you. I went outside and ate the magic golden carrot and became a massive super firefighter with the chill ability to fire blasts of ice. I had 100 hearts as well to make sure that I could survive many battles. From day 79 to day 84, I went back to the fungal patch to see how my new chill powers would stand up against another pack of demon grunts. I was attacked by a piglin brute, so I used my ice blast to freeze the mob solid before chopping it with my diamond fire axe. A traveling snow golem saw the fight and applauded my skill.
That was totally cool. You chilled the piglin brute out and put him on ice.
I'm glad you thought it was neat. These ice powers are brand new, so I'm still getting the hang of how to use them to fight fires.
You're a firefighter. I should have known because of that uniform you're wearing. But that's really cool too. You guys are heroes. If I was around fire, I'd melt from fear.
I'd recommend avoiding the fungal patch then. There's a powerful fire ogre out here who just wants to burn and destroy things.
Oh, really? Thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna go head to a place a bit more chill. But take this helmet for your troubles. A firefighter should have a good helmet after all.
No problem, buddy. Sorry, bad pun. The snow golem gave me diamond leggings, which I equipped. I was more prepared to fight than ever, and not just fires. From day 85 to day 89, I went back to my base, which was currently on fire and under attack by the red manticores. Starting a fire at the fire station. That's a new low.
There's no low to which we of the Path of Demons won't sink to. We're just that rotten, mean, and nasty.
You're about to be frozen too, along with those other adjectives. I launched Ice Blast at the red manticores, which put several of them on ice. Afterwards, I hacked them all down with my diamond fire axe. Soon, there were no more red manticores left outside the fire station. But there was a fire out on the horizon, so I went to put it out. I traveled a long way from the base until I found myself in a small village where many of the buildings were on fire.
Firefighter Zozo, help us please! Larson the Fire Ogre set all of our wooden houses ablaze!
Never fear, the firefighter is here! I used my fire hose to douse the flames rapidly and repeated the process until every house in the village was saved from the fire.
You protected us! How can we ever repay you?
Don't worry about it, villager. Fighting fires is its own reward. From day 90 to day 94, having helped the villagers, I searched for the red manticores all the way deep into the fungal patch. Why would anyone live here? This must be where the big boss Larson the Fire Ogre himself hangs his hat. When I arrived in the heart of the fungal patch, I couldn't see any red manticores. Instead, a Vex emerged from the darkness.
You must be Zozo, the firefighter. That's funny. I was expecting someone far more impressive.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Vex. Unlucky for you, I'm not sorry about defeating you.
How fiery of you. Let's see if we can turn up the heat even more.
From day 95 to day 97, I started my battle with the Vex. With his demon strength, he was one of the toughest enemies I'd ever battled. But there was one thing I knew for sure. I was right that Larson had a base in the fungal patch. He wouldn't send out his very best warrior if he wasn't scared I was getting too close to the truth. Knowing this made me fight harder than ever before. With my Ice Blast and my axe, I defeated the Vex. I'm getting a burning feeling that my quest is really getting exciting now. On day 98, knowing everything I needed to in order to battle Larson, I decided to make my peace with my friends back at my base. Either I'd come back from the lair of the Fire Ogre victorious, or I wouldn't come back at all. First, I spoke to the White Lioness.
You've convinced me, Zozo. You're a true firefighter and a true hero.
Second, I spoke to the Darkness Ostrich.
You were capable of defeating the Hell Ostrich, something I was never able to do. I believed you can win the day.
And finally, I spoke to Brian the Blue Ogre, the first kind person I'd met since starting my firefighting career.
I know you'll do what's right, Zozo. I lost my brother a long time ago. You can finally put him to rest and save the world from the fiery end. Do it, Zozo. Do what's right.
On day 99, I traveled into the dark heart of the fungal patch. I knew that Larson was hiding out here, and if I didn't stop him now, once and for all, he might burn the whole world down to the ground. But when I was outside of his lair, I realized this wouldn't be a one-on-one battle between me and the Fire Ogre. There were a whole bunch of those evil red manticores waiting outside. Now Larson may be evil, but he sure is smart. If I fight all those manticores, I'll be exhausted by the time I actually face the big boss. I heard footsteps coming up behind me. I turned and saw that it was the leather worker I'd helped before.
Howdy, Zozo. I can help you out. You get in there and put out that ogre's flame. I'll keep all those manticores distracted. Finish this!
You may be a leather worker, but my friend, you have the heart of a true firefighter. While the leather worker distracted the manticores, I ran straight in. On day 100, I ran into Larson's lair, ready to face him and finish this once and for all. He stood there in all of his terrible fiery glory, ready to battle me.
Firefighter, so you're finally ready to give yourself up to the flame.
You're so obsessed with fire. I'm amazed you haven't burned your own place down yet.
I'm planning on doing my place last. I'll burn everything eventually. But hey, you know what they say? The ogre that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
The time for talk was over. I needed to put out the flame. I blasted Larson with Ice Blast after Ice Blast, dueling the power of his demon flames. He fought viciously with all the burning power we'd learned to expect. But in the end, it was one decisive strike of my diamond axe that took care of him for good. I didn't start the fire, but I'm the one who put it out. On day 1, I spawned onto the beach as a land octopus. Whoa! I have 8 legs and 10 hearts! This is crazy! I wonder what adventure I'll get up to! But my excitement was interrupted when I sensed a presence coming towards me with my heightened octopus senses! I saw a Vindicator chef coming towards me! Ah! Who are you?
You don't know me? Well, I must say I find that rather hard to believe, for I am Victor Clef, the Vindicator chef, the most famous celebrity chef in the overworld.
Oh, well, hi then, Chef Clef. I'm Zozo. I'm excited to meet you. What kind of things can you cook?
I can cook anything and everything. But right now, I'm feeling like calamari. That's meat from octopus.
Oh no! I slithered away as fast as possible. Lucky for me, I was able to take advantage of my slippery octopus speed to escape certain doom. But I hadn't been able to fully escape yet. Some royal guards who worked for Victor Clef, the Vindicator chef, came running after me, and with no weapons, all I could do was slither for my life. I was able to get out of there, but only barely. I need to find some way to defend myself, or I'm gonna go from a land octopus to an overpriced dish in no time. On day 2, I continued slithering across the beach. My run-in with that diabolical chef had left me exhausted, and sadly, it had also left me feeling really hungry. I don't want my hunger bar to fall any further. Time to sample the bounty of the sea. I slithered over to the sea, where luckily, I was able to find a fishing rod just lying around. With that, I was able to catch some tasty fish and bring my hunger bar back up. That's more like it. Now let's put a roof over my head. I searched around until I found some trees and broke them down with my tentacles. I was able to make a wooden pickaxe and then mine down into the ground until I'd gathered enough stone to make myself a stone pickaxe and a stone sword. With the rest of my wood and stone, it wasn't hard to start building my beachside dream house, the perfect place for a land octopus like me to live. It's not much, but it looks cozy and easy to defend. And I'd need to defend it sooner than I thought. One of Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef's minions, the Royal Guards, ran in towards me.
Hey, there you are. The chef will reward me for capturing you. The great feast is only 99 days away, and it's our job to ensure he has all the ingredients he needs.
I'll never be an ingredient for your evil boss. I swear on all 8 of my tentacles. We squared up and started to battle, and it turned out that 8 limbs are better than 4, cause in the end, I defeated him. Nobody gets to cook me. On day 3, I slithered away from the beach and into the cold swamplands. Who knows what interesting resources I can find out here? I pulled out my fishing rod and tried to fish in one of the pools of swamp water when I heard thundering footsteps in the distance. Moments later, a giant squall golem turned up, ready to battle.
You're one of the ingredients on Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef's recipe list.
Lists? There are even more people your boss wants to cook up?
Yup, and they should be honored. They will find true purpose as one of the chef's delicious dishes. He's a genius. If you could taste the meal he's going to turn you into, you'd give yourself up now.
I'm never ever gonna give up! Least of all to someone who wants to put me in a crockpot. Let's battle! But I may have been an overeager octopus because the squall golem was way tougher than I thought. I was losing a lot of fights and not doing much damage, so I needed to get out of there. As I was running away, I saw an armored piglin hop out of a hidden trapdoor.
Quick, get in here with me.
My mom always taught me to trust strange men hopping out of holes in the ground. I hopped into the trapdoor with the piglin, and we hid together as the squall golem passed above. You really saved my bacon there, armored piglin.
The name's Patrick, and it's not just your bacon I'm looking to save. Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef, wants pork on his menu, so I'm in just as much danger as you.
And I guess we better stick together. There's safety in numbers. Come back to my base with me, Patrick.
I've heard worse plans.
From day 4 to day 5, I returned to my base with Patrick the Armored Piglin, my new friend and ally in our joint quest to not get eaten. Alrighty, time to build you a new room. So that's exactly what I did. I gathered up more wood and stone and started constructing a new bedroom above mine, perfect for Patrick to rest his weary head. He seemed impressed with my work.
Thanks for this, Zozo. Great work. If you don't mind, I'm gonna hit the hay for the rest of the day. It's been a long week.
No problem, man. As Patrick went to bed, I started exploring the beach, hoping to find more interesting treasures. Instead, I found another little group of royal guards, and they were looking for a fight.
Only 95 days until the grand feast. We can't let this sketchy cephalopod get away.
What followed wasn't an easy fight, as guard after guard ran over to me, but in the end, I came out on top. I noticed that one of the defeated royal guards had dropped something too, a stack of javelins. Finally, a ranged attack! This is going to be so useful! From day 6 to day 8, I was out shepherding sheep. I lured them back to my base, where I built a paddock for them. This will be perfect if I need any wool later. I was wandering the far reaches of the beach again when I encountered something I was a lot less eager to see. Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef, now carrying a huge, scary machete.
Like my new cooking tool, Zozo? It slices my ingredients nice and fine. I figured I'd give you a first-hand demonstration.
Maybe not. I think I'd prefer to just take your word for it.
Please, Zozo, I insist. Witness a master chef at work.
Victor lunged forward and gave me a slash with his machete, knocking off a bunch of my hearts. For a chef, he was so strong. Couldn't fight back. All I could do was slither away as fast as possible.
You can run, but you can't hide, Zozo. You'll end up in my pot, one way or another.
From day 9 to day 10, I returned to the base, feeling shaken by what a close call that last fight had been. Thankfully, I didn't have much time to dwell on my thoughts, because Patrick the Armored Piglin was there waiting for me.
Zozo, you're alive!
Barely. Victor almost destroyed me.
But he didn't. That in itself is amazing. Speaking of amazing, I've been working on a statue for you. Something to inspire you to work and fight hard. Go take a look.
So I did. The statue had only just been started, but it still looked so cool. I couldn't tell what it was yet, but I couldn't wait to find out. What about you guys? What do you think? Tell me what you think it is down in the comments. But that wasn't all that Patrick had done while I was away from the base. He had also built a storage room for us to keep weapons and supplies in. This is such an amazing upgrade. The base is really starting to feel like a true home. From day 11 to day 12, after all those days of construction work on the base, Patrick and I decided to relax together. What's the story behind Victor Clef the Vindicator Chef? How did he end up so powerful?
He was once an average vindicator, or so I've heard. But he had such a talent for cooking that people started doing favors for him in exchange for a chance to try his food.
Yeah, I can see how that makes someone popular, but he's got a whole army at his beck and call. Royal Guards, the Squall Golem, and who knows what else.
That's because his cooking made him popular with the rich and powerful people. Lords and ladies, kings and queens, business people and military generals. He was so in demand that soon enough, he was as rich and powerful as any of them.
So that's how he became so connected. And I'm guessing the Grand Feast is where he caters to all these rich and powerful people?
You guessed correctly. Anyone wants a seat at the table, and they want us on the plates.
And we're gonna have to destroy Victor before the feast rolls around! From day 13 to day 15, knowing the dangerous scope of Victor Clef the Vindicator Chef's evil plans, I knew that I needed to get stronger and settle some old scores. That's why I returned to the cold swamplands to take on the diabolical Squall Golem who was waiting for me there.
Oh, there you are, little land octopus. You gave me the runaround last time. This time, I'll really turn you into squid rings.
You said it yourself, Squall Golem. I'm an octopus, so that joke doesn't even make sense.
Drat, you're right. Let's just fight.
So we did. This time, though, I warmed him up with some laser-focused javelins before going in with my sword and fighting him with everything I had. It wasn't easy, but in the end, he was defeated and I was victorious. But it wasn't just a symbolic victory. I'd gained enough XP to level up and become a bigger, stronger octopus with 30 hearts. I also developed a new power, Invisibility Camouflage, a classic octopus power. This will come in handy against that evil chef. From day 16 to day 19, I decided it was time to give my weapons a level up. That's why I searched the beach until I found an underground mining cavern and slithered down inside. Oh, it's dark down here. Thank goodness octopi are used to slithering around in cold, dark places. After a few hours of searching, I found a vein of iron ore in the ground and used my stone pickaxe to dig it up. This should be enough iron ore to work with. But that's when I realized I wasn't alone in the mining cavern. There was a fungus thrower down there, and you'll never guess what he was doing. That's right, he was throwing fungus. Gross. I won't let you get away with this. I returned fire with my javelins until the fungus thrower was defeated. I retired to my base after that, using the furnace to smelt my iron ore into ingots and build a brand new iron sword and iron pickaxe. Soon I'm gonna have more weapons and tools than I have tentacles. From day 20 to day 22, I woke up with Patrick the Armored Piglin standing in my bedroom.
Zozo, Victor Clef the Vindicator Chef is standing right outside our base.
Oh no, am I having a night terror?
No, Zozo, you're having a day terror. Get up before he runs in here and annihilates us both.
Didn't leave much up to interpretation. I slithered out of bed, grabbed my sword, and turned invisible. I snuck outside to get the jump on Victor. I saw him standing there, right in front of the base, his machete looking as shiny and deadly as ever. I needed to be really careful, even though I was invisible.
That Zozo has got to be around here somewhere. I smell fresh seafood, but I can't see him anywhere.
And now was my chance. It was time for a sneak attack. I ran up behind him, turned visible, and struck him with my sword. He seemed surprised by my attack, and I hit him again before he could even hit me back.
You slippery little molluscule!
The battle was on. Victor was still extremely tough, but this time I was a little more ready to face him. By the time he stepped away from the fight, he looked worn out.
This isn't the best use of my time. I'm going to go and prepare other dishes. I'll come back for you later, Zozo. I'll serve you fresh.
Victor ran off after that. I was amazed I'd survived, but now I also knew there was hope for me, a lowly land octopus, to defeat the deadliest chef in the land. From day 23 to day 26, I was walking around the beach by my base when I spotted something in the sand. Hey, what's this? I took a closer look and saw that it was a shield of the deep. Wow, this is pretty snazzy. It must have washed up on shore. I'm so lucky. I picked up the shield and tried it out. Shield is amazing! I can't wait to try it out in a real fight! As I was walking back to my base with my new shield, I saw something written in the sand. Z-O-Z-O! Hey, that's me! That reminds me, if you want to see more of my adventures, you can find them by searching Z-O-Z-O! From day 27 to day 31, I woke up to the sound of Patrick the Armored Piglin in my room.
Zozo, I've been working on the statue. Come take a look.
I followed him to the statue and admired the progress he'd made. This looks great! I can't wait to see how it turns out!
Thank you. I can tell it's missing something, but I'm not sure what.
What if you added some gold?
That's a great idea. There should be some out in the dunes. Would you be so kind as to go out and gather some for me?
Sure! I traveled to the dunes and started searching for gold. While I was looking around, a group of royal guards spotted me.
Look! That evasive octopus is back! The grand feast approaches! We can't let him get away this time!
Told you before, I'm not gonna be a dish at your feast. I just need some stuff for a statue.
You can come willingly, or we can throw you into the pot ourselves!
Or third option, I do this. I charged at the guards and attacked with my sword. They weren't ready for me to be so bold, and it gave me the advantage I needed to win. From day 32 to day 35, I was happy to begin another day where I wasn't somebody's meal. The feast getting closer, they're gonna be more desperate to catch me. I'll need to be on guard and do everything I can to get stronger.
Excuse me? I know you're talking to yourself right now, but could you maybe help me out?
I looked, and there was a poisoned anemone in front of me. Oh, sure. What do you need help with?
Someone working for Chef Clef kidnapped my friend, the killer bunny. He said something about making her into rabbit stew, and I'm so worried. I'm not much of a fighter, so I'd really appreciate it if you could lend a tentacle.
Heck, I'll lend all 8. Show me where to go. From day 36 to day 39, I followed the poison anemone's directions and listened for the sound of a killer bunny in danger. I ended up outside of a small base further along the dunes and stopped when I heard a terrified voice coming from inside.
Help! Somebody help!
I turned invisible and snuck inside. There, I saw a Strider, keeping the killer bunny locked up in a cage. So I snuck up behind the Strider and turned visible just in time to strike him with my sword.
Ouch! Where'd you come from? Never mind, an octopus and a rabbit will surely give me an invitation to the great feast.
All this for a party you're not even invited to? That's pretty sad, buddy.
Shut up! You're the sad one!
From day 40 to day 43, I continued my fight with the Strider. He lunged at me, but I countered with another attack. And before long, he was knocked down for good. Bunny, I'm here to help. I grabbed a key off the ground and unlocked the cage.
Thank you so much. I thought I was going to wind up as somebody's soup for sure.
Not on my watch. I'm on that ingredient list too. We've got to stick together so we don't end up on a plate. Your friend sent me. Come on. I led the killer bunny back to the poisoned anemone, and he couldn't have been happier.
Here, I want you to take this potion of healing as a thank you. I spent so much time being poisonous, it's given me a real talent for making healing potions. You wouldn't believe how much they come in handy.
Thank you! You both stay safe. Watch out for Chef Clef and his goons. From day 44 to day 49, I finally managed to gather some gold after my side quest was complete. So I headed back to my base to give Patrick the Armored Piglin everything he needed to finish the statue. Patrick, I've got your gold.
Thank you so much, Zozo. I'll get right to work.
Well, Patrick's working on the statue. Maybe I should start a project too. Oh, I know. I'll build a perimeter wall to keep the base safe, in case Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef, tries to break in and cook me up again. I built a huge wall around the perimeter of the base, and when I was finished, I took a step back and admired my work. Awesome! I definitely feel a lot safer now. I wonder how it's going with Patrick. I headed back over to check out the statue, and the gold really added a lot to it. This looks great, Patrick. Nice job.
Can you tell what it is yet?
Not yet, but there's definitely something familiar about it. I can't wait to see how it looks when it's done.
I'm almost there.
From day 50 to day 53, I was starting to feel nervous. We're halfway to the Great Feast, and I'm scared that Chef Clef is going to try something sneaky. I'm sure he and his goons are starting to get desperate. Just then, Patrick, the Armored Piglin, ran to my room to confirm my fears.
Zozo, there are a bunch of royal guards breaking through the perimeter wall.
Oh no, is Chef Clef with them?
No, but he's nearby. I can hear him yelling orders to all of them.
so he won't even face me himself. That cowardly so-and-so. I charged out of my room, and sure enough, there were royal guards storming my home.
Grab the piglin, then get the octopus.
No, get away from him! I tried to stop the royal guards, but a whole bunch of them attacked me to keep me busy, while one grabbed Patrick and dragged him away. I'll come save you as soon as I can, I promise. The royal guards closed in around me, but I fought back, taking them out one by one. When I finally finished, I grew into a bigger octopus. My hearts increased to 50, and I realized I had a new ability. Whoa, I can shift shape now. You watch yourself, Chef. I'm going to get my friend back. From day 54 to day 57, I went into my room and thought about what just happened. What should I do? I need to figure out a way to get Patrick back. If only I knew someone who had dealt with a kidnapped friend before. Wait a minute, I do know someone. That poisoned an enemy. I don't have much time to waste. I need to go to the dunes now. I ran to the dunes as fast as my tentacles could carry me and stopped at the poisoned enemy's home. Hello, it's Zozo. I need your help.
Oh, Zozo, welcome. Anything for the octopus that helped me get Bunny back?
Chef Clef kidnapped my friend. I think he wants to turn him into bacon. I have to get him back.
Yikes, that's terrible. Well, he probably took your friend back to his base. So you'll definitely need to bring your strongest weapons if you're gonna make it in and out of there without getting grilled. Literally. Do you have any diamond weapons?
Not yet.
Then my advice is to get mining, and fast. Then check the Flowering Grove. I've heard that Chef Clef holds his prisoners in a base there.
From day 58 to day 62, I rushed back into the mines. Okay, diamonds, time to get mine. So anyway, I started mining, and I kept digging until I saw something sparkly. Yes, diamonds! I dug up all the diamonds and was getting ready to carry them back to my base when a spider suddenly crawled out of the shadows and bit me. Hey, back off, creepy crawly. I thought us eight-legged freaks could stick together, but I guess not. Spider didn't answer. He bit me again. Come on, I guess I'll have to squash this bug. I attacked the spider with my sword and managed to defeat it pretty quickly. Can't let a spider slow me down while I'm trying to get ready for a rescue mission. I took the diamonds back to my base and used them to craft a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. Look at this. I'm so ready to fight Chef Clef now. From day 63 to day 66, I was trying out my new diamond sword and practicing my fighting. I was running all over the base, getting really carried away, and before I knew it, I ended up looking at the statue that Patrick had been working on. Oh, I almost forgot. I made this sword for a reason. I can't forget my mission. I have to go to Chef Clef's base and get Patrick back. He's not gonna want to end up on a banquet table. I won't let that happen. I took one more look at that beautiful statue. Still can't tell what it is, but I'll make sure Patrick gets the chance to finish it. Also, before I forget, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing adventures in Minecraft. Time for me to go and save my friend. From day 67 to day 70, I traveled to the Flowering Grove to try and fight for my friend back. It didn't take me long to spot Chef Clef's base. It was huge and evil looking, and I knew right away that it belonged to a bad guy. I couldn't run right inside. There were royal guards stationed all over the place. I guess I'll have to fight my way in.
Oh look, it's that slippery octopus that keep eluding our grasp. Quick, capture him so the chef can prepare him. The feast is only 30 days away. Maybe he can serve roasted pig and octopus.
No one's gonna eat me or any of my friends. I don't care what kind of huge feast you have planned. Chef Clef is just going to have to deal with the disappointment.
No one disappoints the Vindicator Chef. Perish for your foolish words.
With that, the royal guards charged at me. Using my diamond sword, I fought them all until there was no more guards left. Wait a minute, I can shapeshift now. I'll turn into a guard, and no one will know it's me. I shapeshifted into a royal guard and headed inside. I just have to keep walking and look confident. They'll never know the difference. From day 71 to day 74, I was strolling through the Vindicator Chef's base as casually as I could. I even whistled to myself a little bit, just to look like I was extra casual. But a little while into my exploration, a squall golem confronted me.
You, God, what are you doing in this area? You're supposed to be patrolling outside and keeping an eye out for that octopus.
Oh, I'm on a special mission from the boss.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't hear anything about a special mission. That sounds pretty suspicious to me. Say, what's the Royal Guard secret handshake? If you're really a god, surely you know the handshake.
It's a big thumbs up.
Intruder! Intruder!
The squall golem attacked me, and I shifted back into my true shape.
I knew it! You're that octopus!
I may not be a real guard, but I still can fight! The squall golem lunged at me, and I countered with my diamond sword. I was so much stronger than before. He was big and tough, but I still managed to defeat him. That was a close one. I hope nobody hurt him. As I was getting ready to leave the room, I spotted a chest. Ooh, what's in here? I opened it up and found a full set of diamond armor. Hey, this matches my sword, and it'll protect me. Functional and fashionable.
Help! Help! Somebody help!
Patrick, you must be in here. I turned invisible and followed the sound of Patrick's voice. From day 75 to day 78, I snuck into the next area of the base, using my invisibility to stay out of sight. I found myself in the chef's kitchen, and there, in a cage in the corner, was Patrick the Armored Piglin. Oh no, it looks like he's getting ready to cook Patrick.
Let's see, how should I prepare you? Barbecue pork, bacon, sausage? Why stop at just one way? You've got a lot of meat on your bones. I can make all three.
Please, don't eat me!
I'm afraid it can't be helped. I have a lot of people to feed at my feast, and I have a reputation of culinary excellence to uphold. Some sacrifices must be made. You don't get to be a world-famous celebrity chef without them. You know the expression. If you want to make an omelet, you have to break a few eggs. In this scenario, you're one of the eggs.
At that moment, I turned visible again and drew my sword. He's not an egg, he's my friend!
Oh, Zozo! How nice of you to deliver yourself straight to my kitchen. Good news! I've decided to upgrade you from appetizer to main course.
While he was gloating, I attacked, knocking the chef back. While he was recovering from the hit, I quickly unlocked the cage and set Patrick free. Run, Patrick, run home! I'll meet you there!
Thank you, Zozo. Be careful.
Patrick ran out of the room, and I turned back to the Vindicator Chef to continue our fight. But when I looked, he was gone. Hey, where'd you go? We weren't done fighting. Could hear his voice coming from another room.
Oh, we'll fight again, Zozo. And next time, it'll end with you on a serving platter.
From day 79 to day 84, I ran out of the Vindicator Chef's base and started my journey home. Meanwhile, in his back room, Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef, was whipping up a new culinary creation. It wasn't a dish this time, but a potion.
This may not be my most delicious recipe, but it will bring me a truly tasty victory. Potion of strength. Let's see how you do.
He drank the potion and became larger. He flexed his new muscles and cackled evilly.
I'd like to see you try and defeat me now, Zozo. With this new power, there isn't an ingredient in the land who can escape me. I'll cook anything and anyone I please.
From day 85 to day 89, I arrived back at my base. When I got there, Patrick was waiting for me.
You did it, Zozo. You saved me. You're amazing. Thanks for saving my bacon back there.
Of course, you're my friend. But the fight isn't over. Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef, got away from me before I could try to finish the battle. I don't know what he's planning next.
Me neither, but I do have something that I think can help you. On my way out of the base, I found this book. It contains a fire aspect enchantment. You can enchant your sword and use it to set fire to a target. Let's see how the chef likes being cooked for a change.
Awesome, I'll try it out.
While you do, I'm gonna finally finish that statue.
I used my fire aspect enchantment to enchant my sword, and it worked great. By the time I was done, Patrick was finished with the statue, so I decided to take a look at it. Wow, it's amazing.
Can you tell what it is now?
Yes, it's an octopus. Thank you, Patrick. I love it.
I hope that the confidence from this octopus statue and the power of your new enchanted sword give you the strength to defeat the Vindicator Chef. The feast is getting closer and closer, and we have to be ready.
What else can I do to get ready?
I've heard there's a potion of power hidden out in the dunes. The area is protected by royal guards, but I know you can beat them and get inside.
From day 90 to day 94, I followed Patrick's instructions and traveled to the dunes. Once I was there, all I had to do was look for the cluster of royal guards, and then I knew I was in the right place.
Infernal octopus! You won't get away from us this time!
Well, I've gotten away every other time, so I think my odds are pretty good. They didn't like that very much, and they charged at me to attack. But I set them ablaze with my newly enchanted sword and burnt them all to a crisp. I hope the chef likes his guards well done. There was no one around to hear my hilarious joke, but I laughed at it anyway. Next, I headed into the building and looked for that potion. Chest! I bet it's in here. I broke the chest open, and I was right. There was a potion of power inside. Should I drink it right now? No, I'd better wait until I really need it. This will be my secret ingredient. From day 95 to day 97, I traveled back to my base. The feast is only a few days away. I'm running out of time to prepare. Let's see, I've got the enchantment on my sword. I've got a potion of power. What else can I do to make sure I'm ready? Just then, I heard someone at the entrance to my base. Uh-oh, I wonder who that is. When I went to check, I was happy to see that it was the poison anemone.
Zozo, I've heard you're getting ready to take down Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef. I want to help.
Really? But you're safe from him. He doesn't want to cook with the poison anemone. You'd make his dinner guests sick.
That may be true, but he's targeted my friends. Once you go after people I care about, that gets me pretty steamed. No pun intended. So I brought you this. I never had much use for it, but I bet a warrior like you could get a lot out of it.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but my jaw dropped when he produced a full set of netherite armor. Whoa, this stuff is really rare.
Is it? I don't know much about fighting. I'm an anemone without many enemies, you see. But I'm glad. If he can help protect the creatures on the chef's ingredient list, then I know I've done my part. Bunny would be hopping mad at me if I didn't contribute something, and I'd be pretty mad at myself too.
Well, you've helped a ton. Thank you. For a poisoned anemone, you're really nice.
Well, even though I'm poisonous, I try not to be toxic. Good luck, Zozo.
On day 98, I spent the day getting all of my gear together. I had my netherite armor, my sword, my potion of power, and all of the strength and encouragement I got from my friends. I feel like I finally have everything I need. The only thing left to do now is get back to the Vindicator Chef's lair and put a stop to this. Only 2 days until the feast, and the only thing I want to be served is justice. As I was about to leave, I couldn't help but feel like I was forgetting something. Oh, I know. Don't forget to search for more Zozo videos and leave a comment about who you want to see me play as next. On day 99, I made my journey to the Flowering Grove, back to the lair of Victor Clef, the Vindicator Chef. No guard outside. Guess I finally defeated all of them. I don't know what's waiting for me inside. I think now is the moment for my secret ingredient. Let's see how much power this potion really has. I grabbed the potion of power and drank every last drop. Whoa, I definitely feel it! Immediately, I started to transform into an even bigger, stronger, tougher octopus than before! I'm huge! And my hearts have increased! I have 100 now! Okay, it's time to go in! Feeling powerful, I let my tentacles carry me inside the base! No shape-shifting or invisibility this time. I want the chef to see me coming and know what he's up against. I found him in the kitchen. Whoa, he looks a lot bigger than last time. Good thing I'm much bigger too.
Well, look at you. I guess I'll be serving very generous portions of octopus as a feast tomorrow.
No one's going to be eating anything except for you and this humble pie I'm about to serve.
I'm not familiar with that particular cuisine.
It's an expression! It means I'm gonna kick your butt! The Vindicator Chef lunged at me, knocking me back, but my new armor protected me from taking any damage. Now, it's my turn. I drew my sword and used the fire enchantment, setting the Vindicator Chef on fire!
Ow, 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 you cut that out!
It's not fun being cooked, is it?
You can't do this to me! I'm famous! I'm a celebrity!
I don't care how famous you are. You can't keep hurting people, especially not my friends. He tried to attack me again, but he was too weak now, and in just one more hit, I finally managed to defeat him. On day 100, I traveled back home. Can't believe I did it! Everyone is safe now! When I arrived home, I saw that Patrick was throwing a big party for me. First, I spoke to Patrick.
Congratulations, Zozo. I knew you could do it.
And then the poison an enemy.
You saved the day! You saved everyone! What are you gonna do now?
Honestly, all that fighting worked up a pretty big appetite. I kind of feel like having a feast.